Cannon's audio test. Now. On the grass. Now. Home plate umpire. Now. Now. Hello and welcome to Fireman's Field. Rain, rain, go away is the theme of today. Looks like we're going to get this one in. We'll keep the fingers crossed as the Purcellville Cannons, still in first place in the Valley League North, welcome in the Strasburg Express. Howdy baseball fans, Jeremy Huber here with Tristan Koenig. Tristan, Cannons haven't played their best as of late, but they still got number one by their name in the standings.
And that's all that matters. I mean, if you have number one, you can have a little bit of time to work it out. Granted, as Newmarket has been nipping at their heels since the Cannons have taken that lead, but as you mentioned, they have that number one. That's what matters, and they have the time to figure it out. Coming off a rain day yesterday, they can get a little bit more rest on their pitching, hopefully get it going for them here tonight.
Yeah, right now those Valley League standings are pretty compressed. Cannons have a half-game lead on Winchester, who beat the Cannons on Friday night. Strasburg a full game back of the Cannons, while Newmarket has fallen to a game and a half back. But again, and with the top four making the playoffs from each division, that group right now kind of pulling away a bit, at least, from Front Royal and Woodstock. We will see if they are able to go ahead and do it and keep it going. Cannons, again, had that 9-game winning streak followed by a 5-game losing streak, then won 2 but have lost their last 2, while Strasburg has won their last 2. We'll see who comes away with the win tonight. Let's pause as we give it over for our national anthem.
Of our national anthem by Miss Haley Barton. Haley is an incoming freshman at Woodgrove High School and is very excited for the many vocal opportunities as high school begins. She is thankful to sing the national anthem here at Fireman's Field this evening. Welcome, Haley.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. In the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Miss Haley Barton.
And with that, it is time for baseball in Purcellville. Cannons and the Express with your starting lineups in this one. Here's my partner, Tristan Koenig.
Thank you, Jeremy, for the lineup for Strasburg tonight. Offensively, Jay Douglas leading off, followed by Tommy Kerwayne, Sam Brown DHing tonight in the 3 spot, Caden Haywood cleaning it all up, Madden Williams batting 5th, Marshall McGowan batting 6th, Baylor Roberts in the 7 hole, Fuller Moorish in the 8 hole, and J.W. Kohlmeyer rounding it all out in the 9 hole. Defensively for your Purcellville Cannons, Aaron Van Tile on the mound, Ryan Gargett behind the plate for him, Josh Ebay playing first, Eric Martinez at second, Shinnon away, his double play partner at short, and Thomas Marsala on third. Left to right in the outfield, we have Seth Williams, Ethan Acevedo, and Jatniel McLeod.
Thank you much, Tristan. And as you mentioned, it's Aaron Van Tile is on the mound. Van Tile, local product on the season. 5 appearances, 1 start, 0-1 record, 13 innings pitched, 6.23 ERA, 2.15 whip, and 15 strikeouts for Van Tile out of the University of Richmond. And again, mentioned before, he is a local product, and he will look for another solid performance tonight. Van Tile out of just down the road in Leesburg this year for the Spiders. 15 appearances, no starts, no records, 7.20 ERA, 9 walks, and 12 strikeouts. He helped lead the Heritage Pride to a state championship back last year. So Van Tile hoping for a nice outing tonight as he makes the start in a game the Cannons would love to get. They'll play an exhibition game tomorrow. Talk possibly, if this one gets rained out, they could play on Tuesday night But right now, Brett Fuller, talking to him before the game, was really hopeful they get this one in. Well, and it's kind of crazy, Tristan, as we've seen, Cannons, this was their first rainout last night, but you see as you get later in the season, you start getting those rainouts, you start worrying, can we get them all in?
And last season, we had all those rainouts compressing that season towards the end of the year.
As Jay Douglas will take strike one with behind the plate, Rick Alderman down at first base. It's our first base umpire,
Brian McGugan, and third base, Jason Franceschi.
Thank you very much. Couldn't read my own writing. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Van Tile, and that will miss outside.
But as I was mentioning, we saw the season get compressed so much last season. They did miss a couple games, and you get to a point where they were playing every day essentially, and the arms already getting stressed through the season.
As that'll be a swing and a miss.
And not something you can really afford with the pitching being on the downtrend, more so this summer. So having those rest days is insanely important going down the stretch, making it into the playoffs.
Here comes your 1-2. Breaking ball will miss high, so count goes even at 2-2. On deck is Tommy Kerwin, the third baseman. Douglas awaits that 2-2 pitch. Out of Eastern Kentucky, 2-2. That's going to be hit the other way, but foul. As Josh eBay down at first base. Again, last-minute change today, as originally on the lineup card, Neil McLeod was playing left field. Seth Williams and right. Those guys decided to flip-flop, and Brett Fuller said, okay, wherever you're comfortable. 2-2 pitch. That is a hit-by pitch as Van Tile comes inside and ends up hitting a batter. So the Express have the first man on via the hit-by pitch, and Douglas taking his sweet time about it. Normally that stuff gets ditched off to the first base coach. Instead, he gives it off to the on-deck batter.
Something in play here. You mentioned the rain, go away game, but that humidity is still quite thick out there. So while we didn't get the physical precipitation, you're still getting that with the humidity out there, and probably going to struggle to hold on to some baseballs. You might see it come through defensively as well.
Kerwin swings and misses for a strike. Actually foul tips it into the mid of Ryan Gargett. Yeah, you missed the Friday game, but I was flying solo. But the umpires that night were wearing the light blue uniforms, and poor Brian McGugan, he basically sweat through his entire shirt in about the third inning. Here's the 0-1. That's hit the other way. Count goes 0-2. And if memory serves, it was Merrick Beamish, the starting pitcher. He was going sans sleeves, and at one point we saw the Cannon staff head on out and give him a towel just to wipe off his arms. 0-2. That'll miss outside. Chris Glaze had to come on out. It was even, I think, more important than the strategy he was imparting was, hey, can I wipe my pitcher's arms off before he sweats all over the baseball? Douglas gets his lead at first, throw over, and back in, no tag by eBay. Get a little blue sky peeking out. We've seen that a little bit today, but mostly overcast. Got rain in the morning. And it's held off since, despite some pockets of precipitation as the runner goes, and Van Tile completely losing track of the runner as Douglas took off. Could have stepped off and thrown to second, and no one alerted him, and he came home with it.
Douglas was already halfway to second before Van Tile even started his leg kick.
You can get those two disengagements. So now a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Here's the 2-2 as Van Tile misses high, and now the count goes 3-2.
Another piece you were mentioning earlier, Jeremy, when we were talking about how close those standings are with the pitching and all that and having fresh arms, the league has changed to 30 intra-divisional games. So they're going to be playing a lot of Newmarket, a lot of Strasburg, and a lot of Winchester down the stretch.
3-2 pitch is in there as Kerwin can't get the bat off his shoulder, and Rick Alderman rings him up for out number one.
they're going to be seeing a lot of these teams up top with them come the end of the season here. 6 games, you're facing each team in your division 6 times. So they're going to see a lot of them, and you got to have that pitching because those games where you're playing each other and you get a 2-game swing in the standings is going to be huge. Come down to when it matters for home field advantage and where you place yourself in the playoffs.
That'll be rocked out to right field, and that one's going to be out of here as Sam Brown goes deep. Brown is having a phenomenal season. He is the batting average and on-base percentage leader in the Valley, but shows off the power right there as he takes Van Tile deep and gives Strasburg a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first.
Yeah, first pitch swinging and got all of that one. I think everyone knew as soon as that one just hopped off the bat. McLeod gave it a little look and jogged back to the fence, but he knew that that did not have any chance of him putting any sort of defensive play into it.
Yeah, Sam Brown has been a bit of a revelation this year as he takes that one deep. And now Caden Haywood at the dish. He'll take one inside. That is Brown's 4th homer of the season, as this will miss inside. Count goes to 2-0. And now Chris Glaze is going to come out and chat with his pitcher. It's actually interesting going through stats, and you've been here pretty much through the entire run. I've kind of been in and out, but when you look at home run numbers, and normally the Cannons have one guy kind of leading in there. I think the leading Cannon home run hitter has 2 home runs, where normally you're expecting that group just because of so many left-handed hitters come through Fireman's Field and with that short porch. But Cannons have been a little more pitching and defense this year, base running, speed. So different look.
I've seen a lot of speed. It feels like every time the Cannons get a runner on, there's a threat of them trying to take a bag. I've mentioned that a couple times throughout the season. Just up and down their lineup, you have to worry about if they're going to run, which that does work in their favor.
2-0 foul away.
Not just grabbing bags and getting into scoring position quicker, but also they play those mental games on the pitcher where they're kind of dancing around and then the pitcher's thinking about that in the back of his head, and sometimes they can help their batter at the plate get a couple balls in his favor with putting something else on the pitcher's mind.
2-1, that'll miss inside. So count goes 3-1 with Madden Williams on deck. Haywood, he's the 2nd best batter on the team behind Brown at 365. He'll work a walk. So Van Tile, in the 4 batters he's faced, a hit by pitch, a walk, and a 2-run homer.
Fielder number 46, Madden Williams.
Strasburg player is also willing to take that one for the team. Douglas didn't move an inch when that ball came in and hit him. Haywood, when that ball came in and missed just inside off his shoulder, he did not flinch at all, just seeing if he could get that base.
Van Tile delivers. That'll be in for a strike to Williams. Williams on the campaign in 13 games, hitting .275. He's got a pair of homers and 11 RBI. He delivers. That's in for strike 2. So, yeah, 0-2 count. Runner goes again, and this is going to miss low. And again, no chance for Gargett. As for the 2nd time, and again, I don't know if it's that time it was a little later than Douglas, who Van Tile probably could have stepped off and had a play at second base. That time just a really good jump by Haywood. But another runner in scoring position. Here's the 1-2. That is in for strike 3. So the 2nd strikeout look into the inning by Van Tile, 2nd out. As that'll bring up McGowan.
Well, you've seen his stuff working. It's just a matter of him being able to keep it consistently. As you mentioned, the hit by pitch, the home run that was a little too much over the plate, and the walk prior. So if he can get it working, get the ball moving into the zone, then he's in good shape.
That'll miss high for ball one to McGowan. Marshall hitting 300 on the season. Has 5 total extra base hits, 1 homer, and 4 doubles. Here's the 1-0. That'll miss high and in as McGowan bends out of the way and kind of purses those lips. McGowan, 6'2", 235 out of Forest City, North Carolina, and Western Carolina University. Played last summer, only 1 game for Forest City of the Coastal Plain League. Here's the 2-0. That's fouled off.
It's just about to say there's a Coastal Plain League down in Forest City. I believe it's the Owls.
Yeah, Coastal Plain League. Heck of a league. That's birthplace of the Savannah Bananas originally, before they changed their thing. I guess they still have a team, the 2 different teams, as that's going to miss inside. Probably should know that, but I'm so tied up in our summer baseball, I don't have time to completely get immersed in the exploits of the Bananas. Speaking of the Bananas, if you want to see something like it, the Cannons playing a Boogaloo baseball game tomorrow against the Stanton Braves. Check it out, 7 o'clock start time here at Fireman's Field. Should be fun, as this time Van Tile steps off and throws back to second base as Martinez playing there. This is the alignment the Cannons ended their game on Friday night in, as they had to move some folks around. One difference, which I'll mention after this pitch. 3-1. That is off the outside corner. So another walk. This one to McGowan. Now 2 runners on for Strasburg as Baylor Roberts will come to the plate. Yeah, so Shin Inouye did not play in that game, Tristan. So it was Andrew Bell who started the game at shortstop. And the Cannons had to make some moves to kind of get everybody together, moving Marsala across the field to third. And then eBay came in at first base when Grant Galuli left the game. That'll be hit out of play to the right side by Baylor Roberts. Roberts out of Baldwin, Mississippi, goes to Alabama Birmingham, UAB. Both runners dancing off the bags. 0-1 pitch. That is off the outside corner for a ball. It's always funny, those lengthy name schools that have kind of shortened it down. Obviously JMU, UAB, UNCW for UNC Wilmington.
It's a mouthful.
1-1 as almost hits Roberts. I think he thought it did for a second, but it'll get away. And now 2 runners in scoring position. It'll be a pass ball on Gargett. So now Roberts with a single. Good chance to make this a 4-0 game, which is exactly what the Cannons were afraid of. Strasburg getting off to a quick start. Can Van Tile finish the inning off? 2-1. That breaking ball will miss. Count goes to 3-1. Morris on deck. That'll be hit to third base. Marsala checks the runner, and eBay with the pick at first base didn't need to do it as it was 2 outs in the inning. But it all works out for the Cannons, but they still give up 2 runs on the Brown 2-run homer. Head to the bottom of the first inning. Strasburg up on the Cannons, 2-zip.
By the Purcellville Cannons are back for another great season of baseball here in Loudoun County. Cannons Baseball is brought to you in part by IBEW Local Number 26, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Bank of Clark, the Purcellville Pub, Catoctin Creek Distilling Company, Lava Technology Services, Valley Drilling, Valley Energy, Skinner Law Firm, Auto Stop Elite, Athenian Company Luxury Hair Lounge, Backflow Technology, Virginia Citizens Armory, DCF Contracting, Caseco, Merit Restorations, Unlimited Plumbing and Piping LLC, Loudon Valley Floors. Thanks for supporting another season of Cannons Baseball.
Welcome back to Fireman's Field. Your Cannons batting order tonight. Ethan Acevedo will bat first. Shin Inouye in the number 2 spot. Vincenzo Cusat, your DH, he bats third. Thomas Marsala in the cleanup spot. Josh Ebay batting 5th. Seth Williams will bat 6th. Eric Martinez in the 7th spot. Ryan Gargett batting 8th. Neil McLeod is batting 9th. Acevedo, Inouye, Cusat, Marsala, Ebay, Williams, Martinez, Gargett, and McLeod. In the field, it'll be Madden Williams in left field, Jay Douglas in center, Caden Haywood in right, Marshall McGowan, your first baseman, J.W. Kohlmeyer is the second baseman, Baylor Roberts at shortstop, Tommy Kerwin at third, Fuller Morris is at the catcher spot, and on the hill, it's Tomoki Jitsukawa on the season. Jitsukawa for the Express is so far pitching in his 5 appearances, 3 of those starts, 2-1 record, 17 and a third innings pitched, 5.71 ERA, 1.67 whip, 14 strikeouts for Jitsukawa, and in his college season for Wheeling University, 4 appearances, no starts, 1.93 ERA, and 4 2/3 innings pitched. He delivers as Acevedo, big swing and a miss for strike 1.
Acevedo, a key to getting this Cannons offense started, as 2 runs, less than ideal, better than 4, obviously.
He'll pop this one to the left side, head it over, and it will be no catch. Trying to make the sliding grab was Baylor Roberts, and had it in his glove when he went into the slide, but lost control. A new life for Ethan.
Long run for everyone there. Good attempt from Roberts. Just couldn't squeeze it there at the end. So I was saying, though, mentioned that single could have made it 4-0. 2 runs, a little bit easier to swallow, but got to get on the board here. We've seen the Cannons offense sometimes taking a while to get going, and you can't wait too long, especially against this Express team, a team that's usually pretty good offensively, pretty potent, and you don't want them to get hot before you can start moving.
0-2 will miss low. Not a lot known about Jitsukawa. Of course, played for Division II Wheeling. Seen the Cannons use that Japanese pipeline to some great success. Looks like it's working for the Express as well, as that'll be fisted the other way for a base hit. So Acevedo fights off a nice pitch and gets himself on base to start things off for the Cannons.
It's a good hit off the hands. You could just hear it hit the thin part of the bat, but he got enough power on it off the hands that could get it just over Kerwin at third. Get in for a leadoff base hit for the Cannons.
Here comes Shin Inouye. Inouye dealing with a bit of an injury. Well, he missed the Saturday night game, but he is back and healthy. Expected to be another draft pick for the Cannons this year, be it in MLB or the Japanese leagues. As Shin takes for a strike, or their proper name, upon professional baseball. Shin not having a huge year from some of the power perspectives, but still a mess of bases as Acevedo off the bag. He'll dive back in. Inouye hitting .328 on the season. as that will catch the outside corner for strike two. One homer, 6 doubles.
He had the first homer at Fireman's this year for the Cannons.
Steal by Acevedo. Throw is off the mark. Ethan will not be able to advance as Douglas backing up on the play. And again, it's a recurring theme here, not only for Van Tile, but now for Jitsukawa. Unable to hold runners on base as Acevedo got that kind of bouncing lead and took off. So count it 1-2. On deck is Kusat. The righty comes set and delivers as Inouye swings a foul tip, into the mitt of Moorish for the first out of the inning.
Batting third, the designated hitter, number 6, Vincenzo!
Working those 2 strike counts. Ethan Acevedo able to get a hold of one on his, but Inouye can't make enough contact to get through it.
Here's Vincenzo Kusat, the DH tonight, as he will take a strike. Kusat previously at Frederick Community College. JUCO powerhouse, made the College World Series this past year. He was a key part both on the mound and in the field. Big lead by Acevedo as Kusat takes inside, evens up the count at 1-1. Chenzo, another local on this squad. Seems like so many of these players, either returners or locals. Acevedo going to try and take third base, and he is going to be out at third base. So the Cannons run into an out, and now 2 out with a 2-1 count to Kusat.
Trying to argue that he was able to evade the tag, but obviously without any replay or anything here, not much you can really argue there once that call is made. It's pretty final.
So 1-2 count, not a 2-1 count. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be fouled away. So 1-2 count. And again, a 1-2 pitch. That'll be a swing and a miss. Ball in the dirt. They'll have to throw it down, and to record the out. So Cannons go 1-2-3 the unconventional way as Acevedo thrown out at third. We played 1 here at Fireman's Field. 2-0 Express up on the Cannons.
The Purcellville Cannons are back for another great season of baseball here in Loudoun County. Cannons baseball is brought to you in part by IBEW Local Number 26, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Bank of Clark, the Purcellville Pub, Catoctin Creek Distilling Company, Lava Technology Services, Valley Drilling, Valley Energy, Skinner Law Firm, Auto Stop Elite, Athenian Company Luxury Hair Lounge, Backflow Technology, Virginia Citizens Armory, DCF Contracting, Caseco, Merit Restorations, Unlimited Plumbing and Piping LLC, Loudoun Valley Floors. Thanks for supporting another season of Cannons baseball.
2-0 as we head to the top of the second inning. Cannons trying to avoid a 3-game losing streak. And a Strasburg win tonight would guarantee that the Express would be tied for the lead in the Valley. Of course, well, would not guarantee depending on what happens in the other relevant matchup with Winchester, as they're only a half game back.
by helping at the merch.
Trying to keep everything together, Tristan, is hard sometimes.
Members for more information.
It will guarantee that that Purcellville won't have sole possession of first, though.
And right now, Winchester up on Woodstock 7-5, top of the 7th inning. So, Royal fans liking the early results in this one. Fuller Moorish at bat. Van Tile misses inside. Kohlmeyer's on deck, then top of the lineup in Douglas. Van Tile up and down first inning. Had a pair of strikeouts, but also a hit by pitch, 2 walks, and a 2-run homer given up. No doubter by Sam Brown. 1-0. That's hit the other way. That's going to veer foul. Ends up hitting, I believe, off a tree limb and ends up in fair territory. Of course, if you're not familiar, Fireman's Field, ringed by large ancient oak trees. Some of them not in fair territory, but hanging over into the field of play. 1-1. Breaking ball is going to be a ball. Told folks before that the dimensions affected by the fact they used to play youth football here with end zones running from the right field line to the left center field scoreboard. 2-1. That's fouled back. So just picture that when you realize that we got a 388 to left center field, just 310 down the right field line. We talked about this. Did you play here?
I did.
Okay, I did too. Two-two pitch coming up from Van Tile. The Richmond Spider delivers, and that'll be hit down to third base. It's foul, just past Marsala. So we will do it all over again. There was talk of some rain maybe coming through at 8 o'clock. At one point, thought it was going to be a 6 o'clock storm. Hopefully it'll be no storm.
I've been checking up. It still says nothing coming through.
2-2 pitch in for strike 3. That is the third strikeout for Van Tile, all looking as Morris, the latest, to not get the bat off his shoulder. He's the first out here in the top of the second inning.
As we mentioned, you can see it working. It's just a matter of it working consistently. And if he can kind of get his groove here, as so many pitchers have taken an inning to do so, then and get some length out of him.
Kohlmeyer will foul that one off his leg. He was in the box, so he's okay.
As they can get some length out of Van Tile here, that'd be huge for the bullpen.
That it would. Should be one of the advantages for the Cannons coming down the stretch, is the fact that they've had a clean sheet when it comes to rainouts, so haven't really had to overstress their pitchers. That's going to be a swing and a miss for strike 2. Just that one yesterday. But you've seen some teams have to really cram games in. Now, of course, the attrition of summer baseball, always a factor. 0-2 pitch, that's hit foul down the third base line. So guys having to head home for various reasons, be it pitch limits or having to go check in with their college program, which I feel like you see more and more now because of the fact that guys are in the portal. So where they might just be a returner at their school normally, now they're having to kind of go through the whole process of going to a new school. Here's the 0-2. That'll miss outside. Gargett snags it. Sun poking through, but not as intense as we have seen before. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's going to be hit foul. So right now, Van Tile staying on the inside corner, and Kohlmeyer pulling everything he sees.
I think he's trying to get that breaking ball to kind of just break in right off the side of the zone there and get that fourth looking strikeout.
As we saw with Douglas, That's why he hit him, tried to come inside. Ball never broke. 1-2. And that is in for strike 3. As Nostradamus sitting next to me, as Tristan called it, the 4th strikeout, all via the backwards K. As that breaking ball working right now for Aaron Van Tile.
Like you said, it's exactly what he was looking for. Starts out looking like it's going to hit you and just breaks right in. Catches the inside part of the plate, and not much you can really do there.
Here's Jay Douglas. He was hit by a pitch to start the game, was on base for the Brown 2-run homer, as he will wave at that for strike 1. Douglas this year at Eastern Kentucky at 289. As that'll miss outside. He played in and started 20 games before missing the rest of the season with injury. So good start. As a junior at Eastern Kentucky, hit 167 in 34 games with 21 starts. 1-1 pitch. That'll be fouled back. Douglas started his career with a pair of seasons at Florence Darlington Tech. We've seen cannons from both Florence Darlington and EKU. One time, Cannons center fielder Michael Brewer was a colonel. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That is low. Also, close to my heart and doing Georgetown games, Edwin Thompson, the head coach at Georgetown, came from Eastern Kentucky. Was there first, and actually Michael Brewer played for him. 2-2. That is going to be high. Cannons were hoping for it, but did not break in.
You saw that general migration towards the dugout after that pitch.
3-2 coming up, 2 outs. Kerwin on deck. Here it is. That is on the outside corner, strike 3. Well, that'll go down as a swing or not, but Douglas, if it was a swing, it wasn't much of one. He was fooled as well. Aaron Van Tile strikes out the side. He's back in the groove. Hopefully the Cannons offense can get there too. We head to the bottom of the second inning. 2-0 Express up on Purcellville.
The Purcellville Cannons are back for another great season of baseball here in Loudoun County. Cannons baseball is brought to you in part by IBEW Local Number 26, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Bank of Clark, the Purcellville Pub, Catoctin Creek Distilling Company, Lava Technology Services, Valley Drilling, Valley Energy, Skinner Law Firm, Auto Stop Elite, Athenian Company Luxury Hair Lounge, Backflow Technology, Virginia Citizens Armory, DCF Contracting, Caseco, Merit Restorations, Unlimited Plumbing and Piping LLC, Loudoun Valley Floors. Thanks for supporting another season of Cannons baseball.
Welcome back. A little bit of housekeeping. It was ruled a strikeout looking, so the check swing was good, but the ball was over the plate. So that even is, I don't know if to say worse, Tristan, but that shows you how when Van Tile's got over the plate, he's befuddling the Express right now.
He has had one bad ball over the plate the entire game. That got taken yard. But outside of that, as you said, when he gets it over the plate, it's working for him.
And the 2 walks, the hit by pitch, and then the cannon blast off the bat of Sam Brown. So here come the Cannons. It'll be Marsala coming up tonight, playing third base, Josh Ebay, and then Seth Williams. So popping the lineup for the Cannons, though they have not seen as much of that pop as they would like. Marsala hitting .327 on the year, but still looking for that first home run, as that's going to miss for a ball. Marsala had 11 homers for Northwestern State in his spring season, had 9 for the Cannons last year, but yet to find one this season. Jitsikawa delivers, and that'll be hit right at the second baseman. Goes to the side, but Kohlmeyer still able to make the play for out number 1. Didn't stay in front of it like they teach you to, but as long as you make the catch, it's okay. And he retires Marsala at first.
Yeah, that was a bullet off the bat. I don't know if I'd want to stand in front of that one
I wouldn't either.
Because if that one hits the heel of your glove and bounces off your chest or worse, catches you in the face, that's not going to tickle.
So Marsala out 4-3. Here comes Josh eBay. Played for Strasburg's Valley champions last year. That'll miss up high for ball 1. Remember, 5 innings is an official game, just in case that becomes an issue, but looking like we're going to get through unscathed tonight, as that will miss inside. Though it is funny, Tristan, the clouds around would say different. We kind of driving in, you had some of those clouds that looked like they were weather makers, but have held off. Really haven't had any precipitation since this morning, early afternoon, as eBay takes on the outside corner, makes the count 2-1.
It also looks like around the field it's dark and there's just a hole in the clouds above us, or at least thinner clouds above us, because it's a little brighter on the field than it looks around the rest of the park.
We will take it. 2-1 pitch as eBay big swing and a miss for strike 2. Remember, in that 5-inning scenario, Cannons would have to get there at bat.
Keep on glancing. Radar looks clear. Just playing weatherman here.
2-2. That's rocked out to left field, but the deepest part of the park as Williams goes back, and he's going to make the catch in front of the warning track for out number 2. Anywhere else, that's probably out of here, but eBay hit it to the deepest part of the park. A routine play for Madden Williams.
Yeah, he was about 20 feet from hitting the 388 sign. That was right on line with the farthest part of the field. So it's where the struggle is in being a righty for the Purcellville Cannons.
Here's Seth Williams, who has struggled as of late. Got off to a really torrid start, as he will take outside for a ball. Williams headed to West Virginia in the fall. Baseball family. Brother played in the majors for the Phillies and the Rangers. I believe White Sox as well, as he will hit this one out in center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. So Seth Williams, that's a good way to get off the schneid, take it right back up the middle. And he will continue the inning with 2 outs.
The second baseman, number 5, Eric Martinez.
As you mentioned, good way to get out of the rut there. Gets it right off the barrel, right up the middle, and good way to just kind of get your confidence up a little bit.
Here's Eric Martinez.
And I will be sure to be looking at Williams here, as he is a heavy threat to go.
Here's the pitch. That's going to be hit out to second base, right to Kohlmeyer. He goes the short way to second, over to Roberts to end the inning. So the fielder's choice ends it. We played 2 here at Fireman's Express, up on the Cannons, 2-0.
The Purcellville Cannons are back for another great season of baseball here in Loudoun County. Cannons baseball is brought to you in part by IBEW Local Number 26, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Bank of Clark, the Purcellville Pub, Catoctin Creek Distilling Company, Lava Technology Services, Valley Drilling, Valley Energy, Skinner Law Firm, Auto Stop Elite, Athenian Company Luxury Hair Lounge, Backflow Technology, Virginia Citizens Armory, DCF Contracting, Caseco, Merit Restorations, Unlimited Plumbing and Piping LLC, Loudoun Valley Floors. Thanks for supporting another season of Cannons baseball.
Welcome back to Fireman's Field, as it's a 2-0 score. Express up on the Cannons to bring you the next 2 innings of play-by-play. Here's my partner, Tristan Kunik.
Thank you, Jeremy. Aaron Van Tile striking out the side in the second after a little bit of a struggle in the first, but he remains on the mound, and Cannon's going to keep on letting that leash go as long as they can to try to get some length out of him before they have to go to the bullpen. They have that exhibition game tomorrow, and then only one day off before they come up on another heavy week. Wednesday. Actually, next week they have a couple off.
But the one thing about the Boogaloo baseball game, and I'm sure they'll maybe futz with the pitching a little bit, there's no bunting, there's a few different rule changes, so it kind of helps the game go longer. It's a 2-hour time limit, so you don't get these lengthy games going as well. So I would assume, I haven't talked to Brett Fuller about it for sure, but if guys are pitching, it'll be an inning and get them out of there. Maybe see some position players pitch too. Because they all want to pitch.
Coming up to the mound is Tommy Kerwin leading off the inning for the Express as he'll watch the first pitch go by for a strike. Following him will be Sam Brown, the DH for today, and Caden Haywood. Kerwin shows bunt and he did not pull back. And they're discussing it here. He didn't pull the bunt back from my view up here, and Ryan Gargett checked, but...
And now they're going to bring them all in together, and it's going to be Brian McGugan taking charge on this, which he should, because for some reason Rick Alderman, despite it being a left-handed batter, appealed down to first base where he doesn't have the angle, and then Jason Franceschi wasn't paying attention. He was talking to the third base coach. Finally, by the time they got his attention, he said no swing, which, that kind of wasn't great. And, again, McGugan decided to take charge here to say, hey, guys, are we really sure about what we saw? Because I think he saw it as, he went around, but it's not my call. It's the third base umpire's call, and the third base umpire didn't seem like he knew what was going on.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened there. I mean, Kerwin clearly did not bring the bat back, and there was no call at home plate, and Ryan Gargett behind the plate kind of took off his helmet and looked back and was like, hey, wait, what are we doing here? And he called down to Alderman, as you said, with the off angle.
Well, also, if you were looking closely, you saw Marsala over at third base, and, you see people drop to their knees because they can't believe it. He almost dropped to his knees because he couldn't believe that wasn't called. And now Rick Alderman's coming over, and Brett Fuller, he can't figure out what happened here. And again, he is not happy about this. You see him pantomiming he bunted, and now it looks like Alderman kind of pulling those arms back to say he pulled it back. But I think the major frustration is how that went, and then the third base umpire not really paying attention during the at-bat.
So it'll be a 1-1 count after that as Kerwin gets away with one there. I actually thought he foul-tipped the ball. That's why I thought they didn't really make a call, as he'll line that one into center. And it'll all be washed away either way as Kerwin gets a leadoff base hit for the Express.
Number 25, Sam Brown.
And it's funny, Tristan, that ball, we saw it out there. We talked about there was rain earlier today. When Acevedo came up for it, it looked like it kind of took a different skip, almost like it's a little wetter out there than we thought. That might be something to watch out for later.
So now coming to the plate is Sam Brown. Pumped a two-run homer earlier as Van Tile will check over at first. He's had a couple long kicks, which led to stolen bases for the Express, so I'm sure he'll be taking a couple extra peeks behind his back this time. That one low and in the dirt. Ball one. We were mentioning Van Tile, he's had 5 strikeouts all looking, as they'll check over on first again. Kerwin will be back in time. One thing, I forget, I was watching hockey in the NHL, and so obviously professionals, best players in the world, they were saying when people score, they'll check over on first again, and Kerwin will be back again in time. They were saying when, it's the best players in the world, sometimes good players are going to make good plays, and that's exactly what Brown did, as he'll watch that pitch go low for ball 2. There was just a pitch over the plate, and Brown took it and went with it and carried it way over the wall and just didn't get his way with that one. As we said, sometimes good players will make good plays, and you just have to tip your cap as they'll check over on first again. Kerwin back in time.
Remember, folks, you're watching at home. We play by the college rules, so you can throw over as many times as you want. It's not the maximum number that you throw over in the majors where you have to get him on the third one or he gets the base.
That one in there, strike one.
And to go to your point, yeah, I mean, again, he's been making some good pitches, and if there was a mistake, Brown jumped all over it because it was no doubter off the bat.
Yeah, that ball got off that bat in a hurry, and McLeod just kind of watched it soar by. They'll check over at first again. Kerwin back in time. I'll tell you what, the throws Van Tuyl is making over are impressive, as eBay is taking the ball straight from the throw into the tag. It's all one swift motion. Doesn't really have to make any out-of-range movements in order to lay down that tag. So if they keep going, they may be able to get him. Brown will ground that one up to second. Martinez will make the play over to second. Inouye makes the throw to first, and they will get him. So after the leadoff single, Van Tuyl gets a grounder to get the double play, and 2 quick outs for the Cannons here.
Yeah, it's a big one there, Tristan, and you got to remember Martinez has played mostly third base for the Cannons this year. So over there, you could see maybe a little apprehensive, but he turned it quickly, got it to Shin in a good spot where he could make that strong throw, and eBay making the catch for the twin killing.
Also a jumpy ball there, as the first pitch to Haywood is in there for a strike. That pitch outside, ball one. As I was saying, that was a high chopper, so it kind of came up towards Martinez's face, and as you said, a little apprehensive on turning that double play. Also probably trying to make sure he wasn't going to take one, as that one is lined over to third, stopped by Marsala, but he doesn't realize that he doesn't have it in his glove. So they are going to roll it a hit, as the hard hit grounder just bounces off the heel of Marsala's glove.
But, you know, a good play for a guy in Marsala who's really a first baseman playing over there at third base, just knocking it down, because if you don't, chance you got a double, chance you get that runner in scoring position. Now you still have that force at first base, so good job by Thomas showing off those reflexes just to knock it down and keep it in the infield.
Now this is Madden Williams will be taking the first pitch for a strike. He struck out his last time up. Haywood did have a stolen base his last time on, as that one swung on and missed. Quickly down 0-2 is Williams now. Saw 2 good defensive plays with a couple players playing out of position. That one way outside for ball one. Martinez making that good defensive play on there on that double play, and Marsala making that stop over at third. Keeping the Express off the board here. That one swung on and fouled back.
As we look over our shoulders, we got some darkening skies coming from the west. So, we shall see. Remember, it's got to be fine to be an official game.
Still not seeing anything on the weather. That one chopped over towards short. Inouye will field it. He'll make the throw over in time. Van Tuyl gives up the leadoff single, but Express can't capitalize. Van Tuyl threw 3 innings of work after a choppy first. Express lead 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the third.
The Purcellville Cannons are back for another great season of baseball here in Loudoun County. Cannons baseball is brought to you in part by IBEW Local Number 26, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Bank of Clark, the Purcellville Pub, Catoctin Creek Distilling Company, Lava Technology Services, Valley Drilling, Valley Energy, Skinner Law Firm, Auto Stop Elite, Athenian Company Luxury Hair Lounge, Backflow Technology, Virginia Citizens Armory, DCF Contracting, Caseco, Merit Restorations, Unlimited Plumbing and Piping LLC, Loudoun Valley Floors. Thanks for supporting another season of Cannons Baseball.
Hello and welcome back to Fireman's Field here in Purcellville. Tomoki Jitsukawa remains on the mound for the Express. He's been pitching quite well for the Express thus far. We're here in the bottom of the third. Express lead 2-0. And Jeremy, it's getting dark in a hurry here in Purcellville. You were mentioning those clouds coming over, and yeah, it seems like they are getting real big real quick.
Yeah, it is crazy, but you know, we say summertime in Virginia, if you don't like the weather, wait a couple minutes, it's going to change. And I think everybody's weather apps are saying, oh, we're good, and it does look dark, awful dark over the coming from the Winchester Berryville area. But right now, if you're the Cannons, and maybe it changes the strategy a bit, you got to try and get some runs on the board just in case you get through 5. So let's see if the Cannons get a little more aggressive. They tried that earlier, but got Acevedo thrown out at third base.
Now they actually had to turn the field lights on so that we can see everything clearly. Ryan Gargett will lead off the inning. He'll be swinging at the first pitch, not able to get around to it. 0-1 count to him. Following him will be Jetneil McLeod and Ethan Acevedo leading the lineup off. That one just popped foul behind the plate. 0-2 count to Gargett.
And we mentioned it before, you know, sometimes we talk about it with the, mercy rule, but you get a 5-inning win due to a rainout. You got to love that because it saves you 4 innings of pitching.
Definitely. 0-2 count to Ryan Gargett. That one way inside. Gargett has to jump out of the way. And I don't know how often you go that way. I work another job up that way, but it also helps with, well, I guess doesn't help in this case with the mountain right there as that pitch is popped up into shallow left. Roberts going under it, and he'll make the catch on the back pedal. So Ryan Gargett will be retired. But we have the Appalachian Mountains right here, and we got a big part of it right about 10 minutes down the highway. I don't know how often you go down that way, but I golf out that way more often than not. I have another job out that way, and so it's often you see it's dark over here, go over to the other side, and it's plain as day, just blue skies, not a cloud in the sky on the other side. So that one grounded by McLeod down the middle, and it will get by Roberts, who was diving to try to make the play, just can't get the glove on the ball, and McLeod is on with a single.
Yeah, Jetneil McLeod, this is the first time I've seen him. Is this his Purcellville debut, at least here at Fireman's?
He's been here once or twice. I've seen him here with Lincoln as my partner once or twice before.
Okay, must have been late inning entries because I don't remember seeing him out here. But good to see him go right up the box, and now the Cannons bring that top of the lineup up, and all important maybe trying to tie this one up with one swing of the bat.
Ethan Acevedo has shown the power thus far already this season as he has a home run on the season. But yes, McLeod was a late entry just on the team in general. Ethan Acevedo lays down a bunt. If it stays fair, it could be trouble, and it is. Ball gets past as Acevedo will get back. The ball will leak into right, and McLeod's going to go from first all the way around to home. Heads up base running as a potential sacrifice bunt turns into an RBI base hit.
I tell you what, you talk about hustle and speed right there. McNeil never broke stride. It somehow, I don't know if he picked up Ridge Fuller or picked it up on his own, but came around third and just never stopped, and no chance for Strasburg. The funny part of that play was, I think if Kerwin lets that ball go, it was getting toward the lip, it might have rolled foul. Instead, he picked it up, threw it down the line, and the Cannons have a run.
So Cannons get that run back as we're in the third inning. They check on Acevedo at first. He's back. Shin Inoue steps into the box. We talk about that grass here on the infield in Fireman's Field, deadly for the hitters, as that one they will check down to third base umpire Jason Franceschi. He says Inoue does not go. Be a 1-0 count to Inoue.
So it was ruled an error on the third baseman Kerwin.
That one in there for strike one. And actually, first base coach Kobe White, I think, was trying to get Acevedo to turn because the ball got by and bounced off the wall down there, down the first base line. And Acevedo kind of turned, so he wanted to get back to first, so they couldn't tag him out. They'll check over on him again. He'll be back in safely.
Yeah, Ethan was busting it down the line, so he was going a straight line and kind of, I think, just discretion, the better part of valor. Want to get back to that bag, like you said.
That one high and outside.
Because always remember, people say if you turn, that's not the rule. The rule is you make an attempt to go to second base. So in Ethan's mind, I'm sure he thought, just in case, I better get back to this base. So maybe didn't get the second bag he could have gotten.
That one grounded over to first. They'll make the tag over to first, throw down to second, and the tag applied in time. So a ground into a double play there, as a good tag from McGowan at first, a good throw down to Roberts on second, who will apply the tag. Cannons do get one here, but the Express lead 2-1 as we go into the top of the fourth, where they'll try to add some more.
The Purcellville Cannons are back for another great season of baseball here in Loudoun County. Cannons baseball is brought to you in part by IBEW Local Number 26, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Bank of Clark, the Purcellville Pub, Catoctin Creek Distilling Company, Lava Technology Services, Valley Drilling, Valley Energy, Skinner Law Firm, Auto Stop Elite, Athenian Company Luxury Hair Lounge, Backflow Technology, Virginia Citizens Armory, DCF Contracting, Caseco, Merit Restorations, Unlimited Plumbing and Piping LLC, Loudoun Valley Floors. Thanks for supporting another season of Cannons baseball.
Welcome back to Fireman's Field here in Purcellville, Virginia. Just up tucked in the tip of Loudoun County here in Virginia. Van Tile remains on the mound for the Cannons. And the Express lead 2-1 as the Express try to add a little bit more. We're still seeing some dark clouds around here, but no drops have come yet, so we keep playing. And the race to 5 innings, I think, is underway as we're looking at the sky around us. It's pretty dark. The apps still say nothing is coming, but it does not appear that way. Lights have been turned on. We are at 8 o'clock, though, so could just be the darkness coming in. That first pitch to McGowan bends in, but not enough. Ball 1 on the inside part of the plate. Marshall McGowan leading this inning off for the Express. Baylor Roberts to follow, and Fuller Moorish after that. That one swung on and fouled off of Gargett, so home plate umpire Rick Alderman will take a little bit of a walk out and toss the ball to Van Tile, give Gargett a little bit of a break just to kind of shake that foul ball out. 1-1 count. Van Tile has locked it down since that first inning. That one swung on and missed, and 1-2 count to McGowan now, just another strike away from another strikeout. Reminder, Van Tile, 5 strikeouts so far tonight, all of them looking. Has not gotten anyone to swing at that last strike yet, as that one is grounded over short. Inoue's there. It'll take a second crow hop and make the throw over in time. McGowan retired on the 6-3 ground out. And that will bring up Baylor Roberts. Baylor Roberts tonight has grounded out over to third. He'll take that first pitch outside, ball one. That one just misses outside, ball two. Van Tile did have a little bit of trouble on the base paths in the last inning, but was able to get out of it with a double play and then another ground out as that one catches the knees of Roberts, and that'll take the count to 2-1. That one inside, ball three.
Yeah, that's why it's so important. I mean, any college baseball, especially in summer ball, that, you know, can you not walk guys, can you not put extra guys on base to give yourself a little more wiggle room?
That one foul tipped back, so that'll run the count full.
Especially when you have the stuff like Van Tile has tonight. Like you said, Tristan, really just the one well-hit ball, the Brown home run. Everything else, you know, ground balls, strikeouts looking.
That one in the dirt, so Roberts will work the walk and bring up Fuller Moorish.
Catcher number 24, Fuller Moorish.
And obviously the Cannons in a more favorable position, as I think there was definitely thought of potentially having to bring in another pitcher there in the second with how Van Tile was getting peppered in the first, and since then he has locked it up, struck out that second inning, and since then has been pretty clean. Nothing has come across since. They'll check over on first. Ball gets away. Roberts will hold as eBay gets the ball quick enough to keep him there. I think Roberts wanted to go.
Well, I tell you what, Tristan, it might not have been that. It might have been the fact either he got hit or he got stepped on by eBay, because he kind of stopped and it looked like he said he wanted to go, and almost like, I don't know if I'm going to make it, because it looked like, but now it looks like he's kind of wringing out the shoulder or the hand. So hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, he was kind of hopping around there. I realized after I said that he might have wanted to go. Taking a big lead off first, and he'll go there. Gargett with the throw down. Too high, but a good catch by Martinez as he had tried to apply the tag. Just couldn't get there. So a stolen base for Roberts. That'll take away the inning-ending double play, at least the typical inning-ending double play. Fuller Moorish tonight struck out looking. Roberts with a big lead. That ball bending in there for a strike. And Van Tile will disengage, take a toss back to Eric Martinez to check on Roberts. He was back way in time, no tag applied. Now when grounded back to the pitcher, Van Tile gets a glove on it and makes the throw over. Good stop by Van Tile. And two away for the Express on the great defensive play from the pitcher.
I tell you what, you're a hockey guy. That kind of looked like Braden Holtby in the Stanley Cup. Just throw that glove out there and hope you get a piece of the puck. And he did, able to knock it down and make a nice throw to first base.
I don't know if you've ever seen the highlight of Andre Vasilevsky making the save behind his back with the glove. That's exactly what that looked like there, kind of that just desperation hopefully I can make a stop here, and he does. That one grounded over to third. Marsala will make the throw over, and he will retire J.W. Kohlmeyer. So one runner left on for Van Tuyl as he gets through 4 innings of work. Strasburg still leads 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th.
The Purcellville Cannons are back for another great season of baseball here in Loudoun County. Cannons baseball is brought to you in part by IBEW Local Number 26, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Bank of Clark, the Purcellville Pub, Catoctin Creek Distilling Company, Lava Technology Services, Valley Drilling, Valley Energy, Skinner Law Firm, Auto Stop Elite, Athenian Company Luxury Hair Lounge, Backflow Technology, Virginia Citizens Armory, DCF Contracting, Caseco, Merit Restorations, Unlimited Plumbing and Piping LLC, Loudoun Valley Floors. Thanks for supporting another season of Cannons baseball.
Hello and welcome back to Fireman's Field. Strasburg up 2-1. Cannons looking to try to put some runs on the board. I think it's also a mix of just nighttime hitting along with those clouds that may also be making it a little darker.
Yeah, it's a combination, but it did get dark awful quick. Like you said, it kind of went from, okay, this is the normal dusk to this is really dark.
Tomoki Jitsukawa remains on the mound for the Express. The one run coming in on an error, so uncounted for him. Good hustle play from McLeod on that error. Vincenzo Cusat leads this inning off, followed by Thomas Marsalo and Josh eBay. Cusat struck out his first time up. Powerful hitter for the Cannons. Mostly been DHing as he swings at that first pitch for a strike. At least in the games I have seen, been mostly DHing. That one swung on again and missed. Strike 2. Jitsukawa working that slider down and in on Cusat well there as both those pitches started in the zone and just dove down at his knees. That one outside. Ball 1. But Cusat just swinging over both those pitches for strikes. And goes back to it. The breaking ball gets by Cusat. He swings over it, and he'll walk back. One out for the Cannons here.
A couple of big-time breaking balls in this game. We saw the one that Van Tuyl was featuring. Pretty darn good there by Jitsukawa as he blew through Cusat for out number 1.
Looking to get through Marsala here, as you mentioned, still seeking that first home run. That pitch on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Marsala, his last time up, grounded out to second. And that one grounded back to second. Easier play for Kohlmeyer this time. He'll make the throw over, and Marsala will be retired.
The first baseman, number 36, Josh eBay.
That will bring up Josh eBay, who had a very long out, hit it to the deepest part of the field. His last time up, got all the ball, just couldn't carry it enough, especially in this thick, humid air. That pitch bending in for a strike.
Yeah, as a righty, you want to jerk it down the line, go to dead center, or hit it the other way. But where you hit it last time, not what you want to do.
That pitch outside.
At least not in the air. Now, if you hit it there on the ground or on a line drive, you might get a triple out of it. because it's deep and it starts jangling around in that kind of corner area where the fence comes together.
1-1, and there is that line drive into the left center gap. It's going to get down. eBay's going. He's going to beat a 2 standing. And a 2-out double for Josh eBay. And I said earlier I called that one strikeout. You calling the base hit there is that one lined to the perfect spot in that left center gap.
Yeah, and pretty well played there by Douglas, because the way that fence juts out a bit, it can give you a tricky hop, but he got there quickly and got it in. But now the Cannons have a chance to tie the game up. Remember, looking like the weather's going to hold off, but right now with a possibility after 5, that's an official game, so you'd love to at least tie it up here.
Seth Williams coming to the plate. He had a base hit his first time up, swinging at the first pitch, not able to get around to it. Weather still says we are clear.
And that area that was very dark is kind of lightened up, so been an interesting weather night, that's for sure.
Williams just looking like he's got a sword there, is kind of not able to make his decision on the swing there. Jitsukawa just confusing Williams on that pitch. Quickly down 0-2 is Williams. Here's the pitch, and swung on but foul tipped. So able to stay alive. Trying to bring in a run and tie that game up. That one swung on, lined into right, and it'd be played on a hop by right. They're going to send eBay home. The throw in is not in time, as the cutoff from McGowan may have slowed up the ball enough. eBay gets across home standing, and the Cannons have tied this one up.
Got very lucky on that play. He should have slid, and I don't know, normally the on-deck batter is kind of given the slide sign. I don't know if eBay got it. The ball kind of bounced up on Haywood. That's why he had a chance to get it. If not for that, I think he's out at home. Time he got the ball in, had to cut it off. It was offline and just able to beat it in. But again, probably a little bit not as close of a play if he slides in under the tag.
So now Martinez will come to the plate. He'll take the first pitch for a strike. Seth Williams with an RBI single. A little bit of a 2-out rally here for the Cannons, as that one's popped up and fading, and it will go foul. Bounces off the top of the fence twice as a bunch of kids run down to grab that ball. So Eric Martinez now down 0-2. Runner goes. That one fouled off. Way out of play. Williams will be back. Williams always a threat to steal. So we'll do the 0-2 again. He'll swing, chopped over to second, and the play will be made by Kohlmeyer. But the Cannons do get one on an RBI from Seth Williams. Game's tied at 2 here in Purcellville, and we go to the top of the 5th.
The Purcellville Cannons are back for another great season of baseball here in Loudoun County. Cannons Baseball is brought to you in part by IBEW Local Number 26, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Bank of Clark, the Purcellville Pub, Catoctin Creek Distilling Company, Lava Technology Services, Valley Drilling, Valley Energy, Skinner Law Firm, Auto Stop Elite, Athenian Company Luxury Hair Lounge, Backflow Technology, Virginia Citizens Armory, DCF Contracting, Caseco, Merit Restorations, Unlimited Plumbing and Piping LLC, Loudoun Valley Floors. Thanks for supporting another season of Cannons baseball.
Welcome back to Fireman's Field. We have a tie ball game here in the top of the 5th. New pitcher for the Cannons is Matt Bobson to take you through the next 2 innings of play-by-play and tell you a little bit more about Matt Bobson is my partner, Jeremy Huber.
Thank you so much, Tristan. Yeah, Matt Bobson, the freshman, 6'2", 220-pounder from Fishersville, Virginia, and Mary Washington University. Bobson, 7 appearances with Cannons this year, 1-0 record, 7 2/3 innings pitched, 4.70 ERA, 2.09 WHIP, 11 strikeouts on the year. Bobson's last appearance coming just a couple days ago down at Culpeper, pitched 2/3 of an inning as he allowed 2 hits and 1 run. It was earned. Did strike out 1 in that contest. He had mentioned before that Bobson goes to Mary Washington.
On his way to Hartford Community College in the fall.
That's right, good catch by you there. As Bobson for Mary Washington this past year, 2 appearances, inning and a third, 0.00 ERA. He played at the Miller School in Albemarle, Virginia, and he played for a Hall of Famer in Billy Wagner, the Hall of Fame closer, the head coach down at Miller School. So Matt tutored well in the game of baseball. Right now, Brett Fuller hoping that he can have a nice outing here, keep this a tie ball game, as it'll be the top of the lineup for the Strasburg Express, Douglas, Kerwin, and Brown. Bobson delivers and misses high and away for ball 1. One final already tonight in the Valley League, 1-0. That's going to miss high for ball 2. Charlottesville played a little earlier in the afternoon. They beat Harrisonburg 11-9. Bottom of the 9th, Waynesboro and Culpeper tied at 6. Woodstock has rallied back to tie Winchester 7-7, as that's in for a strike. That one in the bottom of the 9th. Of course, our game tied at 2 here. Front Royal leads Newmarket 4-0, bottom of the 2nd inning, while Covington is up on Stanton 3-0, top of the 3rd. Those 2 games, 7:30 starts. 2-1 pitch, that's popped up, but it's going to get out of play, so 2-2 count.
Van Tile, after struggling in that first, ended up going 4. I mentioned before we were live that Bobson had been up and down a couple times, but they get 4 out of Van Tile. He gets 2 runs, both of them earned.
2-2's going to miss low, so the count goes to 3-0.
Those 2 earned runs off of 3 hits. Does get 5 strikeouts all looking. Walked 3, did hit 1 batter. 1 in the box right now. Jay Douglas came around to score on that home run.
That is low, and Douglas able to hold up, so he's on base for the 2nd time tonight, both via free passes, this time a walk after the hit by pitch in the first. So that'll bring up Tommy Kerwin. Kerwin, so far today, struck out looking in the first. He was the first Van Tile strikeout victim, then got a hit to lead off the 3rd, but was the front end of the double play. Bobson delivers and misses inside for a ball. You have to think right now that Brett Fuller's not going to have a lot of tolerance for walks, especially with those 2 days off. Runner goes, bunt shown, and it's going to be a ball, and base stolen by Douglas. So now a 2-0 count.
I think Douglas would have been in there either way. By the time the throw was in there, Douglas was already sliding in on the bag. Would have had to be a perfect throw in order to get it out.
Bobson finds the zone this time for a strike. Count goes 2-1, excuse me, as Douglas taking that big lead off of second base, thinking about maybe going to third. Marsala well off the line at third base. Bunt is down. It's a pretty good one. Bobson's got to make the play, and he does as he slides in. And a little three-quarter shovel pitch over to eBay to retire Kerwin for out number one, though the third baseman able to move the runner along via the sacrifice for Sam Brown coming to the plate.
Beautiful bunt, just put it down the wrong line. If he puts that down the third base line, I think he's safe. We'll see a lot of trouble come from that third base line bunt. But either way, does what he's looking to do. Advances the runner so they're just 90 feet away from putting another run across.
Brown with the home run, then grounded into the double play as the breaking ball misses outside for ball one.
Looks like some blue skies are starting to pop through now.
It's been a wild weather day, at least from the looks of things. Haven't had a lot happen, as that's going to miss outside. Count goes 2-0. Both express runs in the first inning on the two-run homer by Brown. 2-0. That's rocked out of here, and that one's going to make it 4-2. Another no-doubter for Sam Brown. Different pitcher, same result for the Cannons as Brown, just to the left of where he hit his first home run, goes even deeper into the night and makes it a 4-2 ball game in favor of the Express.
Yeah, just getting all of that ball on the bat both times for both home runs. As you mentioned, that one even further goes over the scoreboard out there in the right center field up there. And you mentioned 4-2 there, and a lot of damage coming from Sam Brown right now.
That's got to be a little disheartening for the Cannons, working their way back and give it up the way they did before, as that is in for a strike to Haywood. And we mentioned it, Tristan, how important keeping those runners off base. Douglas again the guy on for the home run, again via free pass. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be hit down to third base. It'll be foul. So count goes to 0-2 on Haywood. Haywood with a walk and a single. Haywood, again out of Western Carolina. A couple catamounts on this squad. Here's the 0-2. That's fouled back. Haywood played the last two summers for Lake Norman of the Southern Collegiate Baseball League. Big summer last year, hit .344 with 6 homers and 29 RBI in 28 games. This past spring at Western Carolina, 18 games, 5 starts, .219 average with 4 RBI. Here's the 0-2 again. That is going to just miss the outside corner. Count goes to 1-2.
Another final coming in. Winchester does defeat Woodstock 8-7 in the bottom of the 9th.
So walk-off win there for the Royals. 1-2. That's fouled back, so that brings on even more importance for this one for the Cannons, that if they lose tonight, they will lose their hold on first place with Winchester taking the victory. But looking like a long way to go in this one, as the what looked like pretty apparent bad weather is holding off. So the Cannons should have a few more innings to try and get back on top. 1-2 coming up again. Here it is from Bobson. That's going to be roped out into right field. Drops in for a base hit in front of McLeod. So back-to-back hits. This one stays in the park. But Haywood on with one out.
Good piece of hitting, pokes it the other way, and just able to get a nice single, keep it going for the Express after that big home run to make it 4-2.
Here comes Madden Williams, strikeout and a ground out for the center fielder, the left fielder for this Express team. Throw over, almost close, but I don't know if eBay even put a tag on him. As Haywood taking a couple seconds to compose himself after a hard slide, really almost a dive back into the base. Big swing and a miss by Williams for strike one. Madden at Samford from Nashville, Tennessee. Throw over and again back in. It's interesting, kids of this age, you always have to wonder anytime somebody's name is Madden, do they name them after the video game / John Madden? Nothing in the notes would say that, so.
Was specifically told that way.
That's in. Count goes 0-2. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, just an ubiquitous name where it wasn't there for a long time, but of course, all kinds of different names nowadays. I didn't know a lot of Tristans growing up. Another lean this time. eBay throws the tag on, but getting back around it is Haywood.
I think I've met maybe 2, maybe 3 other Tristans in my life.
I know a Tristan and a Christian. That's all I can do. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That is just off the plate. So count goes to 1-2 with Marshall McGowan on deck.
Talking last time about the pronunciations, and that's usually where people go with my name is Christian first to double check.
Bobson again throws over, trying to keep Haywood close. Four-2 lead for the Express on the 2-run homer from Sam Brown, his second of the ball game. That'll be fouled back on the breaking ball. As that's a swing and a miss for strike 3 as Williams goes down swinging for out number 2.
First baseman number 22, Marshall McGowan.
Big strikeout there after the home run and then another hit right after that. Big to get that second out and just kind of refresh yourself a little bit and get back into the groove.
Here's the aforementioned McGowan as he swings and misses at the breaking ball for strike 1. Over at first base, Haywood on the season with 3 swiped bags. It's not a huge running threat, but obviously we'll take one if you give it to him. Bobson delivers. That's low and away. In case you couldn't tell on our broadcast tonight, Cannons in their home white pinstripes with the black accents this year, the hat, the belt, the socks. Cannons across the chest in burgundy with some gold piping. Strasburg in their purple camo jerseys, as that is high. Count goes to 2-1. Actually, digital camo, I guess, is what you have to call it. Where you got some purple, got some gray. I think there's some black in there as well. Only camo I've ever worn is the regular camo.
Can't say I've owned too much camo in my life.
2-1 is swung on and missed. Got pretty big there for a while. And of course, there was the hunting camouflage, is different from the military camouflage. And of course, there's like at least 3 or 4 different types of military camouflage. I had a hat. I had one of those boonie hats. Still have it, actually. Had one in high school, and then I lost it, got a new one, and I use it for outdoor walking and such. Runner bluffs, as that is going to be strike 3 as McGowan chased it, maybe thinking the runner was going. But the two-run homer from Sam Brown, his second of the ball game, has put the Express back on top. We head to the bottom of the fifth. It's Strasburg 4, Purcellville 2.
The Purcellville Cannons are back for another great season of baseball here in Loudoun County. Cannons baseball is brought to you in part by IBEW Local Number 26, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Bank of Clark, the Purcellville Pub, Catoctin Creek Distilling Company, Lava Technology Services, Valley Drilling, Valley Energy, Skinner Law Firm, Auto Stop Elite, Athenian Company Luxury Hair Lounge, Backflow Technology, Virginia Citizens Armory, DCF Contracting, Caseco, Merit Restorations, Unlimited Plumbing and Piping LLC, Loudoun Valley Floors. Thanks for supporting another season of Cannons baseball.
Welcome back as Tomoki Jitsukawa remains on the hill as he's allowed 6 Cannons hits but only 2 runs, as he'll look to get through this frame and put himself down as the pitcher of record if the Express can hold on to the lead the rest of the game. 8-9-1 for the Cannons, Gargett, McLeod, and Acevedo. As we are halfway home here at Fireman's Field. Winchester already with a win tonight, so if the Cannons do not win, Winchester will take over first place, while the Express and the Cannons would be tied for second place, half game back of the Royals. Here comes Ryan Gargett, popped out to short his first time up. Here's the pitch, and that is in for a strike. Again, umpires tonight, Rick Alderman behind the plate, Brian McGugan down at first base. Jason Franceschi is your third base umpire. 0-1 pitch, that's low. Evens up the count at 1-1.
One of those cannon runs also unearned to Jitsukawa.
As that is going to miss.
Came around on that throwing error from third.
And waved at for strike 2. Count goes even at 2-2.
Gargett has shown some pop this season, shown the ability to get those big hits.
2-2 pitch. That's going to be popped out into center field for a base hit. So Gargett with a leadoff hit for the Cannons here in the bottom of the fifth.
Right fielder number
That'll bring up Jet Neal McLeod. His first time up with a single as well. Let's see what the Cannons can do here, trying to battle back.
Gargett's ears must have been ringing.
It's the 7th hit of the ball game for the Cannons, who are out hitting the Express right now. But, of course, the 2 big hits belong to Strasburg as McLeod swings and misses for strike 1.
Yeah, 2 of those Express runs on the board were put on via the free pass. Believe
McLeod will sky this one out to center field, and calling for it now is Roberts, and he'll make the catch on the right field side of second base for out number 1.
Center fielder number 8, Ethan Acevedo.
To the top of the order, and Ethan Acevedo had a chance to meet Ethan's parents tonight. They were in town, as his host mother, Allie Gillingham, stopped me and said, hey, these are Ethan's parents. Had a good chance to say hello. They said they listen. As he'll take low for a ball. told him, I said, you guys got a heck of a son. Ethan, every time he sees me, says hello. Very polite young man. Also a pretty darn good baseball player. Most recently at VCU. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That is going to miss, so count goes 2-0. Has been a spark plug in his year and a half plus here in Purcellville. Plays a solid outfield. Team batter. Always has good at-bats. Never gives one away. And Gargett back in, leaning towards second, but did not have a big lead, so it did not matter.
Believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, VCU got into the dance this year?
They won the A-10 this year. Believe were eliminated by North Carolina. Could be wrong on that. That is going to be in for a strike. Ethan was on the travel team, so he did travel to the regional, the Chapel Hill Regional, but did not play. Did not play much late in the season, but good experience for him. 2-1 pitch. That'll be hit out to second base. Probably too slow to get a double play. So Kohlmeyer goes to first to retire Acevedo as Gargett moves up 90 feet.
Well, same job as a sacrifice bunt there. So we saw Acevedo try to lay down the bunt earlier. This time just a swinging one. And a little bit further as just a slow hit over to second. Advances the runner.
Tough night at the plate so far for Shin Inoue. He struck out in the first, then grounded into that unconventional double play in the third. As the righty delivers, that will miss. So Shin hit it to the first baseman McGowan, who stepped on first base, then threw down to second, and the runner was tagged out as Acevedo was erased, as that will miss outside for ball 2. Time called as Gargett tying his left shoe. Gargett seeing a lot of the playing time behind the plate as of late. Another returning Cannon, both he and Inoue, and Acevedo. Here's your 2-0. That is hit out to right field. It's high. Will it get out of here? It will. Shin Inoue has tied this one up with a towering 2-run homer to right field. It's now Cannon's 4, Express 4.
Huge hit for Shin Inoue. I mean, that thing, he got a lot of carry on that one because not only did it go pretty far, but it also went about a mile high. So the apex there was definitely worrisome, but had enough carry in it to get it out of the yard, and a huge 2-run homer for Shin Inoue, his second of the year.
Here comes Vincenzo Cusat. And, yeah, you saw Haywood sprint back like he had a shot at it. And as you said, Tristan, it was just hit so high in the air. Weren't sure if it would get all the way out of here, but it does. And we've got a tie ball game as that misses outside for ball 1.
Good baseball game here is one punch is thrown, the next one's returned.
1-0. Cusat will foul this one off. Will end up behind the Cannons dugout. There is protective netting that goes from the outside edge of one dugout to the outside edge of another, but it's not taut, so the ball can get caught back there, as that is high and off the mitts of Moorish for ball 2. Had a big Little League presence here tonight. Seen a lot of green and gold Loudoun Valley, Upper Loudoun All-Star jerseys in the Loudoun Valley colors. Had about 6 or 7, maybe 8 teams introduced on the field before the game. 2-1. That will miss high and away. Count goes 3-0. Marsala on deck. The 2-out homer by Inoue has tied this one up. Here's the pitch as Cusat takes
strike 2. So the count goes full at 3-2. Tie ball game here in the bottom of the 5th. Jitsukawa delivers. Kusat will fight this one off, and it's going to be off the glove of Roberts, who tried to make the leaping stab. Got a glove on it, but couldn't bring it in. And the inning continues for the Cannons.
Just need to hit a little bit more on squat there, and I think he's got that one. Just not able to get up enough as it just skins off the top of his glove. Good poke the opposite way off the hands for Kusat to get it over the glove, though, and keep this inning going with 2 outs.
And Strasburg will have a trip to the mound. We'll see if Jitsukawa gets another batter, as he's retired Marsala pretty easily his first 2 times up. A couple of somewhat weak grounders to second base, so I think asking right now, hey, can you get this guy? And Jitsukawa will get another shot at it. And you would think, good chance this is his last batter, Tristan, because Ebay's up next, and Ebay's roped 2 out to left center. So I would think if he doesn't retire Marsala here, it's almost certainly they're going to go to the pen, but would like to go ahead and see if the luck continues for Jitsukawa.
Last batter, and as well as if you can get this out here and avoid going to the pen for, even if it's just 1 out, always helpful.
Marsala takes. That's going to miss for a ball. Yeah, give the reliever plenty of time to get warm if they're not already.
Does look like he's throwing with speed over there in the dugout or in the bullpen, so.
That's low. A little bit of chirping from the Strasburg dugout. They thought pitch 1 was a strike. Count goes to 2-0.
Marsala does not go down easy, though. Very disciplined batter in the box, not a selfish hitter, willing to take balls, willing to take strikes to get that pitch count up, and not just power, knows how to use the entire field.
Here's the 2-0. That's going to be the inside corner for a strike. So 2-1 count. Marsala again, yet to hit a home run this season. As he's got one now, Thomas Marsala has given the Cannons the lead with a no-doubter to right field. Big inning for the 2 returning Cannons. Inouye with a 2-run homer, Marsala with a 2-run homer, and Purcellville leads it 6-4.
They just tossed the coach for the Express. He is upset about something.
He's upset that Marsala stood there at home plate and admired it, but if you're going to hit one, Tristan, that's the one you're going to admire. There was no bat flip, there was no helmet toss or anything like that. And again, I'm not up on my college rules. I know bat tosses are normally pretty verboten and frowned upon. He just stood there and watched it. So
he did give a little flip on the jog down to first.
That may be right.
But as he was jogging around the bases, head coach Phil Better, but I believe the head coach did come out and start talking to the home plate umpire, but he's going to be out of here. They toss him, I guess, on seeing what Marsala was doing there, but he's now going to have a conversation with the umpires. Home plate umpire Rick Alderman has walked away. It is now Jason Franceschi and Brian McGugan talking to the coach, as that has all been dispersed now. The coach walks back to the dugout and will start packing up his things as he has been tossed out of this one. They are going to go talk to Jitsukawa, as after that home run, that is probably it for him for the night. All the infield comes in, and Jitsukawa will have the ball taken from him. So his night is done after giving up 4 here The Cannons lead 6-4, and there is a new pitcher on the mound for the Express.
The Purcellville Cannons are back for another great season of baseball here in Loudoun County. Cannons baseball is brought to you in part by IBEW Local Number 26, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Bank of Clark, the Purcellville Pub, Catoctin Creek Distilling Company, Lava Technology Services, Valley Drilling, Valley Energy, Skinner Law Firm, Auto Stop Elite, Athenian Company Luxury Hair Lounge, Backflow Technology, Virginia Citizens Armory, DCF Contracting, Caseco, Merit Restorations, Unlimited Plumbing and Piping LLC, Loudoun Valley Floors. Thanks for supporting another season of Cannons baseball.
New pitcher on, it's Bryce Miller, who originally was listed as the projected starter for the night, but he comes on in relief. The right-handed junior, 6 foot, 185-pounder out of Damascus, Maryland, and Bucknell University. So Mitchell will come on as they try to get Jitsukawa through one more batter, Tristan, and he was unable to do it.
Yeah, Marsala just went up, as we said, a very disciplined batter, willing to take balls and strikes to get that pitch. That's exactly what he does on that 2-1 count. And as you said, didn't have his first home run until he absolutely blasted that one into right field. And a huge one at that, is the Cannons lead for the first time tonight over the Express. Keep in mind, Winchester did win their game tonight in walk-off fashion. So the Cannons are looking to keep possession of first place with a win tonight, but Winchester at least taking a half-game lead at the moment until the end of this one comes around.
So eBay will step in after the 2-run homer by Inouye and the 2-run homer by Marsala. And the Cannons with a 4 spot here in the bottom of the 5th. Phil Betterly, the manager for Strasburg, ejected from the game, as eBay will weakly swing at that one, thrown off. A little bit of a sidewinder delivery, middle 3/4 on that delivery, threw him off from Mitchell. Mitchell on the season, 5 appearances, all starts before tonight, 0-1 record, 16 innings pitched, 7.31 ERA. Mitchell delivers, and that's going to miss inside. Count goes to 1-1.
And there's still a lot of baseball left, Jeremy, but if what has been happening holds and keeps on happening tonight, and I'm not just talking about the score, but also the hits, the way the game has been going, I think 2-out hits for the Cannons will be the story.
Up the middle, that is going to be knocked down. Throw to first base is not in time, so an infield single as Kohlmeyer made a solid play, but eBay able to leg it out, and the inning continues for the Cannons.
On another 2-out hit, as I was just mentioning, the Cannons, both their home runs coming with 2 outs from Inouye and Marsala. I believe most of their runs coming with 2 outs.
All their runs coming 2 outs in this inning. I'm not sure about the other ones.
The all but 1 run for the Cannons tonight have come across with 2 outs. McLeod came across with only 1 out in the 3rd, but the 5 since then have all been with 2 outs.
That's going to get away on the pitch to Williams, so eBay will jog down to second base. So, quick look at college rules prohibit gestures that taunt the opposing team, which umpires broadly apply to excessive or aggressive bat flips. So I'm assuming that's what Phil Betterly saw, as that's going to miss outside. He definitely stood there and admired it. Now, they kind of say the directional violations, you can't flip it toward the other team's dugout, which they didn't. Flipped it toward his own. So kind of one of those discretion of the umpire calls, as that is going to miss. Count goes to 3-0. And in the umpire's discretion, that was not a violation that warranted an ejection.
Williams having a big night tonight. He's trying to get off the schneid.
3-0 pitch, that is in for a strike.
As he's had a little bit of a rough go of it recently, but 2 singles tonight, including an RBI, putting him back in the hit column for the Cannons.
3-1 as Williams swings and misses for strike 2. Count goes full. eBay out at second base. On deck is Martinez. Cannons with 4 on the board. Their 3rd straight inning with runs scored after singles in the 3rd and 4th. Up the middle, that's off the glove. Could be a tough play with Williams' speed and no chance. As off the glove, off of Mitchell, and then Kohlmeyer, no shot at it. So an infield single again, 2nd in a row. Cannons at the corners, trying to make this an even bigger inning.
And Eric Martinez representing, hitting through the order for the Cannons in this big inning as they continue to keep it going. 2-out rally for the Cannons. They've been clutch with 2 outs, to say the least, tonight. And 3 hits tonight for Williams.
That's fouled the other way as Martinez now down 0-1 in the count. We'll see if Williams thinks about taking off to get into scoring position. Morris has had a good night throwing behind the plate, so they could try to get him at second. He will go. That's going to be popped out to right field. Coming in and making the catch is Haywood for the 3rd out of the inning. But the 2-run homer by Inouye, the 2-run homer by Marsala, a 4-run frame for the Cannons. They now lead the Express 6-4 as we head to the top of the 6th inning.
The Purcellville Cannons are back for another great season of baseball here in Loudoun County. Cannons baseball is brought to you in part by IBEW Local Number 26, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Bank of Clark, the Purcellville Pub, Catoctin Creek Distilling Company, Lava Technology Services, Valley Drilling, Valley Energy, Skinner Law Firm, Auto Stop Elite, Athenian Company Luxury Hair Lounge, Backflow Technology, Virginia Citizens Armory, DCF Contracting, Caseco, Merit Restorations, Unlimited Plumbing and Piping LLC, Loudoun Valley Floors. Thanks for supporting another season of Cannons baseball.
Welcome back. New pitcher on the hill for the Cannons. It is Easton Embry as he comes on after the 1 inning of relief from Matt Bobson. On the season, Embry with 5 appearances, no starts, 1-0 record, 9 in the 3rd innings pitched, 5.79 ERA, 1.82 whip, and 9 strikeouts for Embry, who is a 6'2", 180-pound freshman from Grand Junction, Colorado, and Florence Darlington Tech. Embry's last outing came on last Wednesday when he pitched in the matchup with Covington, as Embry that night pitched 3 innings, allowed 3 hits and 1 run in the matchup with the Lumberjacks. So he's on now, trying to keep the Cannons in the lead, as it's been the night of the homer. Paired by Sam Brown, both 2-run shots. Then last inning, 2-run homers by Shin Inouye and Thomas Marsala. And it's now a 6-4 lead for the Cannons as we head to the top of the 6th. It'll be Roberts, Morrish, and Kohlmeyer, 7, 8, 9 for Strasburg.
Bobson in his last inning, just a 1-inning pitch, 2 runs, both of them earned, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, and a walk.
So Embry delivers, as that is going to be a swing on appeal, as down at first base, Brian McGugan said he went around. That's a swing and a miss for strike two.
See if they can get, probably looking towards at least 2 innings out of Embry after 4-day rest coming from Wednesday.
That 3-inning outing was his longest of the year, as that stroked out to center field. Going over is Acevedo, and he's going to make the catch. The sliding grab for Ethan Acevedo put a star on that one, as the VCU Ram keeps a base runner off the board.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful play by Acevedo there. That one looked like it was going to make the gap, and Acevedo with the sliding catch. Taking a little bit of an extra slide, too, with how wet it probably is out there.
Slip and slide time at Fireman's Field. Here's the pitch, and this is low to Morrish. Morrish with a strikeout and a ground out to the pitcher. That was the nice play made by Van Tile when he stuck the glove behind him to rob Morrish of a single up the middle. One 1-0 pitch is in for a strike.
It's a catch where you may see the pitcher tip the cap a little bit, give a little thanks.
Here comes your 1-1 from Embry, as that'll be bounced down to third base, playing back and throwing over in time is Marsala for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, absolute missile from Marsala as that ball just kind of slowed up in the grass there, and Marsala puts all of his body into that throw to get it over in time. A beautiful play, and Embry quickly threw 2 batters here.
So J.W. Kohlmeyer coming up. Kohlmeyer ground out and a strikeout. As Embry trying to work a quick 1-2-3 inning. Easton delivers, as that will miss up. It's funny, Tristan, when you bring up the word we talked about, you know, one of the players being named Madden, named Easton. That is like the ultimate baseball name back in the day, at least when it came to metal bats.
I was thinking about that on Wednesday.
Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That is in for a strike. Yeah, everybody had those Eastons, that old, remember the popular one was that green, the one with the green lettering on it was silver. That was a popular one back in the day. Here comes the 1-1. That's fouled away.
The one that I think of, and I'm no baseball bat expert, I played a couple years when I was younger, but one that comes to mind with me was an old yellow and gray one that I feel like everyone had.
That's one too. I remember that.
I feel like that one was making its rounds as I was coming up through Little League.
Here's the pitch. That's going to be up the middle. In a way, he's going to knock it down, throws it over, and it's not in time. Does it end up in the dugout? It's going to be ruled a hit, and we've got cannons outside the dugout. So at this point, they're going to say it went off the side wall and will just be an infield single. As Kohlmeyer on, and looks like Inouye checking very quickly as he's got a smile on his face. Remember, coming back from a little bit of an injury. So just Brett Fuller trying to make sure. Now the umpires are going to come together.
They are.
Because, again, it didn't end up in the dugout, which would be the extra base, but we do have cannons outside the dugout, but they will say it will just be the infield single and no advancement.
Yeah, the third base coach for the Express coming down just to double check, appealing to Rick Alderman behind the plate. But I think the way the ball skipped off the wall there, you could kind of tell that it was definitely just off the wall. Would have been an odd bounce if that had come off a player.
So to the top of the order, here's Jay Douglas, who has been the starter all night long. Big lead over at first base. Getting back in, as that's going to be a strike. Seeing Kohlmeyer with that kind of bouncing back and forth lead. We'll see if Embry throws over. Strasburg, good organization. They might have a tell on the guys that like to throw over and don't like to throw over, as it'll be a throw over this time by Embry, and back easily is Kohlmeyer.
Express have been making a living off of the righties tonight with their back facing first.
Runner goes, high throw down, and tag is applied. He is safe. Good throw by Gargett, but just too big of a jump for Kohlmeyer. And now the 1-1 count, as down into scoring position goes the second baseman for the Express.
Photo finish down there at second with Kohlmeyer getting in there. Good jump by him. As I said, making a living off of those righties.
That's in for strike two.
Gargett couldn't really have made much more of a perfect throw.
But not good enough. There's Kohlmeyer in there. Embry trying to end it right here. Another big lead off of second base. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be hit down to third, and it'll be a foul ball. Kerwin on deck. 2 outs. Embry pushing his back pocket back in. Douglas on base twice tonight via walk and hit by pitch. 1-2. That is low. So count goes even at 2-2. Kerwin on deck, and then the big bopper Brown already with 2 homers tonight. That is in there for strike 3, as Douglas has a few words for Rick Alderman behind the plate. Strasburg frustrated tonight. Right now, though, Embry able to get the strikeout to end the inning. Express leaves 1. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Cannons up 6-4.
The Purcellville Cannons are back for another great season of baseball here in Loudoun County. Cannons Baseball is brought to you in part by IBEW Local Number 26, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Bank of Clark, the Purcellville Pub, Catoctin Creek Distilling Company, Lava Technology Services, Valley Drilling, Valley Energy, Skinner Law Firm, Auto Stop Elite, Athenian Company Luxury Hair Lounge, Backflow Technology, Virginia Citizens Armory, DCF Contracting, Caseco, Merit Restorations, Unlimited Plumbing and Piping LLC, Loudoun Valley Floors. Thanks for supporting another season of Cannons Baseball.
If you missed last week's Cannons Baseball Camp, don't worry, there's another session July 13th through the 16th. Join us for great fun, skill development, and teamwork. Sponsor limited. Sign up soon online at PurcellvilleCannons.org or in person here at Fireman's Field the morning of the camp. Also, love your feedback and your great comments. Chris Glaze, really appreciative of all the fans who've been impressed with what he and the Cannons have been doing. I was talking to my good buddy Mike Janice, one of the local coaches in the area, Tristan, and he was saying how impressed he was not only with Coach Glaze, but also Ethan Acevedo, some of the work he's been doing. Going to maybe try to bring him in to do some skill work with some of the Cannons or some of the his youth team's players, some speed work and such things. So again, a lot of good baseball minds here in Purcellville. It's always fun to let your kids get out there and work out with a nice group. So Gargett at the plate. He will hit one out to second base. Played on the hop. Nice play on the short hop. Throw over in time to retire Gargett for the first out of the inning. Kohlmeyer with another good play at second base.
And also getting taught from college athletes, people who are playing the game at a higher level, and can show you some of those things that maybe the guys who are in college didn't get to get taught when they were younger.
Here's Jetniel McLeod. Singled in the third and scored the first run of the game on some aggressive heads-up base running. The throwing error down the first base line never broke stride as he came off from first base. It'll show bunt, pull it back, and take ball one. It was the Acevedo bunt going for a base hit as Kerwin came down the line. Tried to make the strong throw, but threw it away as that misses outside. Count goes 2-0. And then McLeod, who was already hustling to second, went to third and went ahead and turned the corner, and not even a real throw home as his speed had him in pretty easily at home plate. 2-0 pitch. That will catch the inside corner for strike one.
That one just perfectly curved in there. McLeod trying to turn his back so he doesn't get hit, and ends up being a strike.
Mitchell will hit McLeod on the backside, so the Cannons will have their first base runner on the first hit by pitch of the night from Strasburg pitching.
That one he does turn away from, but not able to get away from that one this time.
Number 8, Ethan Acevedo.
To the top of the order, and Acevedo. Ethan so far today with the single to lead off the game to the opposite field. Reached on the error on the bunt attempts, and then a ground out to second base. Kerwin playing in, up the middle, could be two. For second for one, over to first base is in time. Good turn by the Express to end the inning as the Cannons go 1, 2, 3. We played 6 here at Fireman's Field. Purcellville leads Strasburg 6-4.
The Purcellville Cannons are back for another great season of baseball here in Loudoun County. Cannons baseball is brought to you in part by IBEW Local Number 26, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Bank of Clark, the Purcellville Pub, Catoctin Creek Distilling Company, Lava Technology Services, Valley Drilling, Valley Energy, Skinner Law Firm, Auto Stop Elite, Athenian Company Luxury Hair Lounge, Backflow Technology, Virginia Citizens Armory, DCF Contracting, Caseco, Merit Restorations, Unlimited Plumbing and Piping LLC, Loudoun Valley Floors. Thanks for supporting another season of Cannons baseball.
Welcome back to Fireman's Field. It's another inning on the hill for Easton Embry after leaving one man stranded in his previous frame as we head to the top of the 7th. Your next 2 innings of play-by-play for my partner, Tristan Koenig.
Thank you, Jeremy. Embry, the third pitcher for the Cannons tonight. 3 pitchers, 3 righties for the Cannons, but it has been working for them as they lead this game 6-4 here in the top of the 7th. Cannons also out hitting the Express 12-6. The Express have an error. Cannons clear in that part of the game so far, as one of the biggest parts of the VBL is who can remain the closest to error-free. Right now, the Cannons winning that game. Embry going to be facing the 2-3-4 hitter for the Express. First up, Tommy Kerwin. That one just catching the top part of the zone for strike one. Kerwin shaking his head, saying, all right, I see the zone. Kerwin tonight has struck out. He reached on a single and was taken out in a double play, as that one on the outside part of the plate for strike two, and Kerwin quickly down 0-2. And also delivering on a sacrifice bunt on a good sliding play from Matt Bobson, but was able to advance Douglas to third in that one. Douglas was not able to come across. That kept the game at, Douglas did come across on that 2-run home run from Sam Brown, who will be up after Kerwin here. That last pitch at ball. 1-2 count to Kerwin. That one swung on and chopped over to short. Inouye on the run, makes the throw over in time. Good play by Inouye, as Kerwin is retired on the ground out, so they will bring back up the big power lefty for the Express, who has two two-run home runs tonight. All 4 of the runs accounted to Sam Brown. And Jay Douglas being on the base paths for both those home runs as well. Brown is also grounded out into a double play as he takes the first pitch high for a ball. Embry in the last inning, pretty clean inning, just the one single from J.W. Kohlmeyer, but struck out Douglas looking. Pitched 3 innings against Covington earlier this week, as that one's in there for a strike. In his second inning of work tonight, Cannons do have some movement in the bullpen. That one high again, strike 2. Ball 2, excuse me. Brown takes high again. That'll run the count to 3-1. Swung on and missed. That'll run the count full for Sam Brown. Sam Brown from Gulf Coast State. Out of Waverly Hall, Georgia. That one swung on, popped the other way. Marsala is there, as Inouye was there for the backup. 2 away for Easton Embry, who has just been rolling in his 1.2 innings of work so far.
The right fielder, number 50, Caden Haywood.
That will bring up Caden Haywood, who has a couple of hits tonight, as well as a walk. He has stole a base. He'll take the first pitch for a strike. His purple Western Carolina helmet matching the Strasburg Express purple jerseys. That one outside, ball 1. Swung on, popped up down right field. McLeod making the run over. He gets under it. He'll make the catch as he approaches the foul line. Easton Embry comes in his second inning of work. He goes 1-2-3. Cannons remain up 6-4 as we go to the offensive half of the 7th for the Cannons. They try to add on a little bit more insurance. We'll see you on the other side.
The Purcellville Cannons are back for another great season of baseball here in Loudoun County. Cannons baseball is brought to you in part by IBEW Local Number 26, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Bank of Clark, the Purcellville Pub, Catoctin Creek Distilling Company, Lava Technology Services, Valley Drilling, Valley Energy, Skinner Law Firm, Auto Stop Elite, Athenian Company Luxury Hair Lounge, Backflow Technology, Virginia Citizens Armory, DCF Contracting, Caseco, Merit Restorations, Unlimited Plumbing and Piping LLC, Loudoun Valley Floors. Thanks for supporting another season of Cannons baseball.
Hello and welcome back to Fireman's Field. Cannons lead 6-4 over Strasburg. Strasburg held the lead for most of the game tonight. There was a brief tie in the top of the fifth before Sam Brown pumped another two-run homer to take the lead back, and then the Cannons put up a crooked number in the bottom of that inning to take the lead, and we are now in the seventh where they hold on to that lead. Bryce Mitchell remains on the mound for the Express. He came in the fifth in relief of Tomoki Jitsukawa, who pitched 4.2 innings.
Off the bottom of the seventh for your Cannons, the shortstop, number 11, Shin Inoue.
To lead off for the Cannons is Shin Inoue in the 2 spot. Vincenzo Cusat and Thomas Marsalo will follow in the 3 and 4 hole. Shin Inoue with a 2-run homer of his own tonight. Also grounded out into a double play and struck out earlier tonight. But his 2-run homer tied this ball game at 4. That first pitch outside. That one inside part of the plate, strike one. Shintaro Inoue from Kansas State, playing Big 12 baseball out of Yamaguchi, Japan. That one popped foul over down the left field line. He played in the Cape Cod League last summer, as he batted .222 with 12 hits. He had 3 doubles and a home run and 10 RBIs. The .736 OPS. Returning Cannon 2 years ago, played in 2024 where he batted .277. He had 7 home runs and 37 RBI in that season. Came back in his senior season this year as he approaches the MLB draft. That one fouled off. Count goes to 1-2. Transferred from Western Community College, where he appeared in 107 games, batting through 2023 and 2024. Batted .376 and had 28 home runs with 105 RBIs in his time at Western Community College. As he'll ground that one, big chopper down the right field line. Aiden Mitchell will pick the ball up, but when he applied the tag, it slipped out, so Inoue will be on with a hit. Kind of dies in the grass, and when Mitchell picked it up, just wasn't able to squeeze it tight enough to keep the tag on. So a leadoff hit for Shin Inoue. That'll bring up Vincenzo Cusat. Cusat tonight has a single and a pair of strikeouts. That one high and away, ball one. Shin Inoue, always a threat to steal, leads the VBL in stolen bases this season with 23 in 19 games. They'll check on him. He'll be back in time as McGowan tries to get the tag on quickly and throws his sunglasses off in the process. 1-0 count to Cusat. And Shin Inoue goes, throw over, not in time as Roberts kind of had to reach back across his body as he slid in. And mark down stolen base number 24 for Shin Inoue as he moves himself into scoring position here with no outs for the Cannons. Cusat will watch ball three go by, take a comfortable 3-0 lead in the count. Seth Williams also up in the stolen base category for the VBL leaders with 14 of his own. That one fouled off down the left field line. Green light for Cusat on the 3-0 count. Seth Williams has played 17 games this season. That one grounded foul as a couple Cannons players jump up trying not to get hit by that foul ball. Season, the Cannons leading the VBL as a whole in team batting average at 270, tied with the Waynesboro Generals. That one poked out the opposite way, and Williams came in to make the grab. That is Madden Williams out there in left field. Inoue will have to stay at second, and that will bring up Thomas Marsala, who also has a 2-run homer to his name. His 2-run homer gave the Cannons the lead back in the 5th. His first of the season. Key part of the Cannons' success last year was not only Marsala himself, but also his ability to get that home run ball going. First pitch in there for a strike, right there at the knees. Cannons just in the middle of the league with the home run ball, just hitting 8 so far this year. Could add 2 more to that tonight as that second pitch is in there for a strike. Not as much power as they had last season, as my partner Jeremy was mentioning earlier. That one just outside. That'll take the count to 1-2 for Marsala, the very disciplined batter for the Cannons. That pitch, a hard pitch to lay off of on an 0-2 count, just outside the zone, but he does so to keep his at-bat going. See where Mitchell goes here, and it'll be lined right back to the middle. They'll make the throw over. Roberts to McGowan. Marsala will be retired. Inoue again remaining at second to make sure he doesn't get thrown out at third. And that's going to bring up Josh eBay. eBay tonight had a huge double after a hard hit pop out to left field. He had a huge double in the 4th and a base hit in the 5th. As looks like they're checking something on the field. Kobe White First base coach for the Cannons came down to talk to home plate umpire Rick Alderman. Believe he has some strategy to talk to Josh eBay about. Maybe he's seeing something up there at first base. Kobe White did play for the Cannons last season, now coaching. Kobe White familiar with a lot of these faces that are coming back. Ethan Acevedo, Marsala returning. Kobe White played against Josh eBay last season. Eric Martinez with the Cannons last year with Kobe White as well. And Ryan Gargett. Those names in the lineup tonight. Kobe White also played at Woodstock the season prior. First pitch was a ball to Josh eBay. Inouye dancing, taking a big lead. eBay will line that one out into left center. It'll be a hard play, and they don't make it. Inouye will come around to score. eBay with an RBI single. After that first long out, he has figured it out where to put that ball out in left center. And he now has 3 straight hits.
Seth Williams.
And he'll bring up Seth Williams, who also has 3 hits to his name tonight. Williams also with an RBI. Cannons add another run of insurance, making it 7-4. As that first pitch to Williams is outside. Inouye was off on that hit at the crack of the bat with the 2 outs, so he came around to score easily. Williams will pop that one foul. Take the count to 1-1. Mitchell in the last inning went 1-2-3. Looks like maybe some slight movement over in the Express bullpen. They'll check on eBay over at first. He's back with plenty of time. No tag applied. Williams with 3 singles tonight, not able to get any further. That one bends in for a strike. Take the count to 1-2. Williams drove an eBay back in the 4th. That one he's able to get out of the way of, as that one's way inside. Williams shooting back, trying to avoid taking a painful walk down to first. Take the count to 2-2. eBay jumping around. That one fought the other way. If it gets fair, it could be trouble, and it's not. Just foul, as the ball just leaks a little too far left for Williams. He's going to come back and do the 2-2 all over again. Eric Martinez is on deck if they can get to him. Story of the night for the Cannons has been the 2-out rally, as all but one of their runs still stands coming in with 2 outs. The run that eBay just drove in, also coming on 2 outs. eBay goes, no throw, as the pitch is a ball, excuse me. That'll run the count full. I believe Fuller Moorish trying to not hit Williams, as Williams is a big guy in the box. As that one's lined down the right field line, just poking foul again. Williams with 2 hard hit balls that just not able to keep on the right side of the foul line. Williams standing at 6'5", so big presence in the batter's box. Full count, 2 outs to Seth Williams, runner on second. Cannons lead 7-4. That one inside. Williams is going to walk down to first and bring up Eric Martinez to try to keep it rolling for the Cannons offense here.
Second baseman number 5, Eric Martinez.
Eric Martinez typically plays third when he is in the lineup, but got a lot of defensive movement in their lineup tonight for the Cannons. Marsala playing third tonight. Eric Martinez playing second, where Andrew Bell normally stands in. He's done pretty well there at second tonight as he fouls the first pitch off. Made a nice play for a double play earlier. Tonight at the plate, he is 0 for 3, grounded into a fielder's choice. Popped out to second and flew out to right field. Down 0-1 with 2 runners on, with a 3-run buffer. Watches that pitch go low for ball 1. Ryan Gargett moves to the on-deck circle, or in this case, the on-deck mat here at Fireman's. That one called strike. Say it caught the outside part of the plate. That'll take the count to 1-2 for Eric Martinez. Mitchell trying to get out of it. That one just down. Express thought they got that one. Alderman does not agree. Two-two count to Martinez. That one outside. That'll run the count full. Mitchell in danger of walking the bases full here. Trying to just get out of this inning. They do have a pitcher warming up in the bullpen, a righty. As the Express have taken the same approach. Runners go, but Eric Martinez is going to walk down to first after Mitchell misses outside. And now the bases are loaded with 2 outs. Ryan Gargett comes to the plate. So Gargett coming to the plate with a chance to absolutely blow this game wide open and potentially push it to the point where it's just getting to the point of out of reach for the Express. Cannon's already up 3. Gargett with speed on second with Seth Williams, as they're going to check on Mitchell here. They're going to come out and have a conversation with him. And I'm sure they're going to see if he's going to want to stay in the game, and as most competitors would, I imagine he says he's got a chance. It is a righty-on-righty matchup here. And he will stay. They were just having a conversation. But as I was saying before, with speed on second in Seth Williams, I imagine a well-hit single will score 2 runs for the Cannons. Obviously, Mitchell trying to avoid that. Just 1 out away here from getting out of the jam. Gargett tonight does have a single. He's 1 for 3. Popped out to short and grounded out to second. He'll fight the first one off, foul. eBay on third, Williams on second, Martinez on first for the Cannons. Neil McLeod on deck if they get to him. That one outside, 1-1. Would think this would be Mitchell's last batter, as that one fouled off, and home plate umpire Alderman will go out and give the ball to Mitchell himself to give Morrish a little bit of a break behind the plate as that foul ball rung off the side of his mask. He's standing and ready to go, though. Count to 1-2 to Gargett. The 1-2. Inside, that'll take the count to 2-2. Nothing going on in the bullpen for the Cannons, so it looks like Easton Embry will come out for another inning of work once this inning is done. That one called strike 3 as Mitchell gets him on the outside part of the plate. Ryan Gargett doesn't take the bat off his shoulder. The Cannons do add some insurance as they make the score 7-4 with the RBI from Josh eBay bringing in Inouye. We go to the top of the 8th where the Express try to bring it back a little. We'll see you on the other side.
The Purcellville Cannons are back for another great season of baseball here in Loudoun County. Cannons baseball is brought to you in part by IBEW Local Number 26, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Bank of Clark, the Purcellville Pub, Catoctin Creek Distilling Company, Lava Technology Services, Valley Drilling, Valley Energy, Skinner Law Firm, Auto Stop Elite, Athenian Company Luxury Hair Lounge, Backflow Technology, Virginia Citizens Armory, DCF Contracting, Caseco, Merit Restorations, Unlimited Plumbing and Piping LLC, Loudoun Valley Floors. Thanks for supporting another season of Cannons baseball.
Welcome back to Fireman's Field. Cannons lead 7-4 here in Purcellville. There's a new pitcher on the mound for the Cannons. I stood corrected as I said, thought Easton Embry would be coming back. His night is done after 2 solid innings. He just gives up the 1 hit in the 5th and goes 1-2-3 in the last inning. So great night from Embry as he just gives up 1 hit in 2 innings of work. And struck out 1. Coming to the mound for the Cannons is Logan Newcomb. Newcomb out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, will be going to Coastal Carolina, 6 foot 195 righty. So the righty trend continues for the Cannons, and it's been working for him. So if it's not broke, why would you fix it? Newcomb pitching this season has pitched a little bit more recently. He has just 1 run earned allowed this season. He has 4 innings of work, just 1 run. It was earned. As his first pitch to Madden Williams will be outside for a strike. Excuse me, a ball. That one grounded back up the middle. Erickson is there, throwing the opposite way. Beautiful throw from Erickson as he goes across his body and gets the throw into eBay to record the out. Erickson playing out of position at second base. Normally plays third and looks natural there in the middle infield. That'll bring up Marshall McGowan, who is 0 for 2 tonight, does have a walk. Logan Newcomb, the two-way player, as first pitch in their first strike. Newcomb this season hitting has been very good, as that pitch is in there for a ball. Has a home run this season, batting just .211, but has been on the mound more recently. His last outing pitching came Wednesday against Covington. That's where he gave up that run. 2 innings of work, gave up 1 run, struck out 3. 1 run on 1 hit. That pitch down. Take the count to 3-1. Newcomb going into his freshman year this fall at Coastal Carolina. Gets up to the mid-90s on his fastball. He'll use it there. 95 on the gun, it's fouled away.
Last call for alcohol sales. Alcohol sales will terminate after this half inning.
Full count to McGowan. That's high and outside, so McGowan's going to walk down to first. Express get a runner on as they try to get their offense moving. That really, outside of Sam Brown, has been pretty quiet. Brown with 2 home runs, but not much else for the Express. A couple hits, 6 hits on the night, but nothing to show for it on the scoreboard outside of those 2 home runs. First pitch to Baylor Roberts is inside for ball 1. Roberts tonight is 0 for 2 as well, grounded out to third, lined out to center on a beautiful sliding catch from Ethan Acevedo. That one fought back for a foul. That'll take the count to 1-1. He also walked in the 4th and stole a bag as well. That pitch outside, 2-1. Baylor Roberts at UAB this season. That one grounded foul down the third base line. That'll take the count to 2-2. Roberts won a state championship in high school and was named the MVP. And won the 6A Mr. Baseball Award. This season at UAB, as runner goes, it's popped up. He's going to have to go back to first. Catch made, Martinez throw over in time. Gets McGowan, who is trying to steal. And Bryce Roberts pops it up in, Baylor Roberts, pops it up in the infield. And Martinez, who has had a beautiful night defensively at second, makes the catch in the throw over to first in time to record the double play. Cannons keep their 3-run lead as we go to the bottom of the 8th, and they look to add on.
The Purcellville Cannons are back for another great season of baseball here in Loudoun County. Cannons Baseball is brought to you in part by IBEW Local Number 26, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Bank of Clark, the Purcellville Pub, Catoctin Creek Distilling Company, Lava Technology Services, Valley Drilling, Valley Energy, Skinner Law Firm, Auto Stop Elite, Athenian Company Luxury Hair Lounge, Backflow Technology, Virginia Citizens Armory, DCF Contracting, Caseco, Merit Restorations, Unlimited Plumbing and Piping LLC, Loudoun Valley Floors. Thanks for supporting another season of Cannons Baseball.
Hello and welcome back to Purcellville. Cannons lead 7-4 here at home. Here in the bottom of the 8th, they're looking to add some more insurance. New pitcher on the mound for the Express is number 21, Jacob Chadwell, the 6'4", 210 righty out of Chesapeake, Virginia, attending Longwood University. He's a junior this season on the campaign, has 3 appearances, just 3 innings pitched. And his 3 outings has struggled. Has given up 11 earned runs, 4 in his first outing, 2 in his second, and 5 in his last outing on June 15th against Harrisonburg.
Now pitching for Strasburg, number 21, Jacob Chadwell.
He's given up 10 hits this season. All of those runs are earned. He's just struck out 3 this season and has walked 6. He's coming in trying to silence the Cannons for at least 1 inning, give their offense a chance as they try to keep this lead minimal, as the Express offense has just been not able to find their groove. For the Cannons, leading off is John Neal McLeod. Following him will be the top of the lineup in Ethan Acevedo and Shin Inoue. McLeod tonight, 1 for 2, as a single where he came around to score on some heads-up base running, popped out to short and was hit by a pitch as he takes the first pitch high for a ball. That pitch in there for strike 1. Chadwell at Longwood this season, as that one's fouled off by McLeod. That'll take the count to 1-2. Pitched just 5.2 innings. He gave up 14 runs, 13 of them earned. Struck out 2, walked 6 in 6 appearances. 1-2 count. That one on the outside part of the plate. Chadwell comes in, puts down McLeod looking, and a quick out for the Express.
Yeah, a long look back at Rick Alderman, as McLeod did not like the location of that one, but good job by Chadwell hitting his spot.
That'll bring up Ethan Acevedo. Chadwell getting that out quick, huge for him, as I was mentioning as you were coming back, that he has struggled thus far this season. That pitch in there for strike 1, getting a quick out on the board could be huge for him, especially coming up to the top of the lineup. That one down and in for ball 1. Ethan Acevedo tonight, 1 for 4. Has a single, reached on an error, and has grounded out to second twice. Once for just him, once for a double play. That one swung on and missed. I'll take the count to 1-2. That pitch just high. Front Royal leading Newmarket in the bottom of the fifth, 11-3. Another game to be looking at is that one low and away. That'll run the count full. Newmarket, Winchester, Strasburg, and Purcellville making up the top four of the North Division. Newmarket in a rough spot, down 8 in the bottom of the fifth. That one swung on and missed. Ethan Acevedo goes down swinging. Chadwell comes in. He sees two. He puts away two via the K, and now just one out away from getting his offense back out there.
You mentioned Winchester, the walk-off win for the Royals. James Pitts with the RBI single to beat Woodstock tonight.
That win over Woodstock huge, as we've mentioned, the top kind of starting to separate themselves from the bottom, as that one in there for a strike in the division there, where Front Royal a little further back, 4 games back of first place, is that one low for ball 1.
Yeah, Woodstock back there as well, so that top 4 kind of separating. And as you said, a lot of in-division games.
That one grounded over to second. Fieldable by Kohlmeyer. He'll make the throw over. Chadwell comes in. He goes 1-2-3. Express look to put 3 up on the board as they look to keep this game going. Cannons lead 7-4. We go to the top of the 9th.
The Purcellville Cannons are back for another great season of baseball here in Loudoun County. Cannons Baseball is brought to you in part by IBEW Local Number 26, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Bank of Clark, the Purcellville Pub, Catoctin Creek Distilling Company, Lava Technology Services, Valley Drilling, Valley Energy, Skinner Law Firm, Auto Stop Elite, Athenian Company Luxury Hair Lounge, Backflow Technology, Virginia Citizens Armory, DCF Contracting, Caseco, Merit Restorations, Unlimited Plumbing and Piping LLC, Loudoun Valley Floors. Thanks for supporting another season of Cannons Baseball.
Thank you.
Hello and welcome back to Fireman's Field. Cannons lead 3. Logan Newcomb comes back in a save situation, trying to go 6 innings and get the save to take you through at least the next half inning of baseball is my partner Jeremy Huber.
Thank you much, Tristan. As Logan Newcomb, who came on last inning, got the 1-2-3 unconventional frame as he's holding up his last pitches. Doesn't want to take too many, I guess, as in a way late getting out of the dugout. So Newcomb got the ground out. Then the pop up to second base where McGowan, after he walked, was caught off the bag as Martinez threw to eBay to record the out. So here we go. Morrish, Kohlmeyer, and Douglas, 8-9-1 for the Express. So right now, Newcomb would love to blitz through this part of the lineup, not have to see Sam Brown one more time. Already has the 2 2-run homers on the night. Here's the pitch, as that'll miss high for a ball. A little bit of stirring in the Cannons pen, but no throwing, as this will be a Newcomb chance right here. Here's the 1-0. That is in for strike 1. Here's your 1-1. That misses way outside. Count goes 2-1. Newcomb's 2-1 pitch. That's roped out to center field. Acevedo will settle and make the catch in left center for out number 1. That one jumped off the bat for a second, but just kind of died in the air. And an easy play for Acevedo for out number 1. Here's Kohlmeyer, 1 for 3 on the night. Had the single in the 6th. Newcomb delivers, and that'll bounce in as Gargett saw that one look like the General Lee and the Dukes of Hazzard go flying up off of his chest protector, almost up on the back netting.
Kohlmeyer, the last Express player with a hit back in the 6th. Just have not been able to get those bats going.
1-0 pitch, that'll miss high. Newcomb popping it in. The incoming Coastal Carolina baseball player just wrapped up his high school season. He delivers the 2-0. That's low as he takes a quick look at the mound, and that's what you didn't want to see. He was trying to keep Express off the bases via the free pass. Jay Douglas on deck. Here's your 3-0. That will miss high as Kohlmeyer waited for a second just to make sure that Rick Alderman said go down to first base. He did. And now Strasburg with the tying run in the on-deck circle.
I think the key here for the Cannons is just making sure you're staying away from Sam Brown. Trying to make sure that you can get out of this game before you bring him up to the plate, because he has been wreaking havoc on this pitching staff.
Do have an arm up in the pen as Douglas steps in, shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes a ball. So 4 straight balls for Newcomb. A lot of discussion down there in the dugout for the Cannons. Long way to go to finish this one off. Runner goes. That's high, throw down, tag applied, and he is going to be safe. And Cannon's having trouble holding those runners on, and Gargett couldn't do much more than he did as Chris Glaze is going to take a timeout, go talk to his young pitcher.
Yeah, again, another great throw from Gargett. Gets the ball down there in a hurry, but just good jumps from the Express. They've been making a living off these right-handed pitchers, facing their backs towards first, getting a good jump. And as you mentioned, Ryan Gargett doing all he can. Just not enough. Of course, they're trying to get Newcomb through this game so they can give as much of the bullpen, as much of a break as possible.
Right-hander warming up in the pen. So Chris Glaze, a little bit of a pep talk for his pitcher, and then a little bit of instruction to the defense. Let's see if the magic words were said, as all Douglas is trying to do right now is get himself on base for Kerwin and Brown and Haywood. Newcomb got out number 1 on the fly ball to center, but a 4-pitch walk to Kohlmeyer. Now the first 2 balls to Douglas. Here's the pitch. That's high. Count goes 3-0.
Cannons have done a good job of making sure it's been pitchers coming in who have had rest. Newcomb and Embry both not pitching since Wednesday, and Bobson hasn't pitched since Thursday, so a couple days of rest on all these relievers.
3-0 pitch. That's in there for a strike.
And just trying to make sure that they can keep it like that. Can't quite see who's over there in the bullpen. As you mentioned, very righty heavy tonight.
The 3-1 runner broke toward third base, and again, they'll say that's low. You have to wonder, because Gargett had to come up throwing, did it change the eye line enough of Rick Alderman? But now the tying run comes to the plate as Tommy Kerwin up first with Sam Brown waiting in the on-deck circle, but we now have a pinch hitter. So it'll be Tanner Waldrop. Tanner Waldrop is at the plate. The 6'1", 210 So now a meeting at the mound, and now actually a meeting with the team. So Waldrop, the 6'1", 210-pound infielder catcher out of Auburn. So an SEC product, and saving him on the bench for tonight for this very spot. So let's see, with back-to-back power hitters at the dish, Waldrop, 231 on the season in 10 games, has a homer, 7 RBI, with Brown waiting on deck.
Silver lining with that walk there is you have the double play in order again. Double play ends the game here. Would be huge for them to get that, but
Waldrop hits it the other way, coming on, and that's going to be a catch. Has a great jump by Williams to run that one down and get the second out of the inning.
Great play by Williams. Got a good jump on it, was able to get in there. Looked like it was going to come down, but Williams doesn't let it. Wonder if they let Newcomb pitch to Brown here.
Designated hitter number 25, Sam Brown.
So Brown, it was a righty in the pen, so no lefties available, so not going to go that route. They will let the freshman go after the leading hitter in the Valley. Has been known for his average, but right now would love to muscle up for a third right here, as that's in for a strike. 2-run homer in the first, 2-run homer in the fifth. Brown, Gulf Coast State College. Now 5 homers on the season after his 2 tonight. Newcomb's pitch, that'll miss outside. Count goes to 1-1. High drama here at Fireman's Field. Cannons with a win stay in first place. With a loss, Winchester takes over the top spot.
Caden Haywood, not
1-1, misses up.
Not an easy out afterwards. He's been on 3 times tonight, once via the walk, 2 singles as well. So, formidable heart of the lineup here for the Express. And you just have to go at them.
Newcomb comes set and delivers the 2-1. That'll miss high. So now Brown in a great hitter's count at 3-1. Haywood on deck.
Now, there's a base open here. Do you think in that meeting they kind of told him to pitch around to see what you could get at?
Nah, I think with the runner, it's not really a base open at first and second. You got to go after him. Don't want to put that extra guy on and have a grand slam chance, as Brown will take on the outside corner, as Brown thought he had ball 4. So now the runners will be off on the pitch. So if Brown were to gap one, chance for Strasburg to score 2, with Douglas having speed at first base. Rhythmic applause. Newcomb comes set. The 3-2. That is in there for strike 3, as it looked a little high, but Alderman rings up Brown, and the Cannons win an exciting one here at Fireman's Field on a Sunday night. They take it 7-4.
Cannons with the beautiful, I mentioned it earlier, I said if this stuck, if they kept that lead, that the 2-out rally would be the story of the night for them. That's exactly what stuck. 6 of their 7 runs all coming in on 2 outs tonight. They kept it light in the bullpen, not too many arms, and Logan Newcomb coming in with the 6 batter face save, 2-inning pitched save.
6-out save.
Yes,
that's what
there
you're going
is.
for. I got you.
And, yeah, we got around there, but yes, huge 6-out save for Logan Newcomb. Cannons with a huge win here, remain in first in the North Division, and just the perfect game that you need to kind of get your mojo back and go into a break where you can come back refreshed here on Wednesday when you have to go back out there.
7 runs on 14 hits, no errors for the Cannons. Express 4 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. Of course, the 2 homers by Brown, but he strikes out to end the game. While the Cannons, of course, had those 2 big home runs, a 2-run homer by Inouye, then the 2-run homer by Marsala in a 4-run 5th inning to put the Cannons up to stay as they win this one 7-4 as it comes down to the wire. Easton Embry with the win as Logan Newcomb with the save as the loss goes to Tomoki Jitsukawa, who gave up those 4 runs, those 2 homers to the Cannons. Remember, tomorrow night it'll be Boogaloo Baseball, Cannons and the Stanton Braves, 7 o'clock start. Should be fun. Come on out and watch it. Our next Cannons real game coming up later on this week as Purcellville will be in action on Wednesday night.
Drive safely and good night.
Check out everything at PurcellvilleCannons.com. They've got all the information there. That Wednesday night match will be at Newmarket, while the next Cannons broadcast, where you're watching right now on our YouTube page, will be here against Woodstock on Thursday night, a 7 o'clock start, 6:55 pregame show. So for Tristan Kunik, I'm Jeremy Huber saying so long from Fireman's Field. Cannons win, Cannons win, Cannons win. They beat Strasburg 7-4. Good night, everybody.